So it's just sort of 2 days of mainly. Yeah, sort of. It's a good day, mate.
You've been upstate, Dale. You played as a found you yet?
No, not officially. So
What, through school class or
I was saying to Bruce before, I might have had it.
Yeah.
No, I think I have. To our age, you always have snuffiness.
Yeah. Has there been any cases through the school?
Yeah, probably not as much as primary schools.
Yeah, oh, geez, our kids' school. That's like every kid's had it these days right now. Like it really. I know some kids had it multiple times.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see what happens if which they probably will, the close contact thing. There's probably half the people that are away of panic and the other half that are away of close contact. So,
No, I've got one.
so yeah, no changes, boys.
There's a bit more road work coming today. Sort of. It's fine enough.
I'm going down tomorrow for the Port Northern Ball game.
Oh, okay. That should be alright, Cos. It should be alright.
It's going a bit, so.
Hawthorn in Sydney, is that Monday?
Yes, answer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I was thinking it was tomorrow.
So I'm doing that too, so.
Monday.
Good stuff in the year for us. I listened to a good game.
Yeah.
North and Clarence there the other
That's been
weeks
probably the
ago.
closest one we've had.
Yeah.
The other three blowouts. So I kept them in case we get here. Three-game banter. Yeah, so yeah, North Hobart, which I thought, I think it was going to be as big a blowout as it was. Yeah, they were good. Yeah. There was walking. Yeah, more effective players back. Until they brought me actually, it's good in the second half. And then we had North last week.
Were you surprised with that? I was
Yeah,
watching last week.
I was the extended in. I knew, How you been, Josh?
Yeah, good, mate.
What do you think now?
Good, yeah, play out.
I'll switch the slide to the other side.
Have you been up to groups?
Yeah, mate. Got 6-week-old home. Yeah, you guys go.
Well, can you?
That's good.
Yeah, it's got that.
Was that mate? Down. Yeah. Yeah.
It's the first one done.
It's first one.
Do you enjoy the science of the uni group?
Yeah, good, mate. How you going?
Indian antiquities and 25 Native American cultural items from the Lakota people, reports the Art newspaper. In 1892, George Craigier, a Lakota interpreter, sold and donated the Lakota objects to the museum. Some of the artefacts come from the Wounded Knee massacre site, where the US Army killed close to 300 Lakota people in 1890. Glasgow agreed to restitute the artefacts at the request of the LeBeau family, descendants of the massacred people, and the representatives of the Cheyenne River Sioux tribe and the Onlara Sioux tribe. And that's the Arts Live News for this week.
The rabbits, I was going to say. Yeah.
Tony Brasendale, you may know, is the principal editor of the May.
As mentioned in the introduction, It's Live hits 25 years of broadcasting this week. But another organisation with an even more illustrious record in the area of cultural endeavours is Sisters in Crime. They celebrate their 30th anniversary this year, and they're having a party on April 23rd in the Victorian Clarence Centre in a legendary Chris. And the long-time national coordinator for Sisters in Crime, Carol, thanks for speaking to Arts Alone.
My pleasure.
Now, Sisters in Crime has got a very interesting history to it. Was it one of the first associations, worldwide speaking, that brought together women interested in crime writing?
Well, it was. We actually took our inspiration from the American organisation founded by Sarah Paretsky, my favourite crime writer, in 1986 at the Bouchercon, which is the world's premier crime fiction award. She and other authors felt quite correctly that women weren't getting fair deals when it came to getting published, getting promoted and getting reviewed.
And their endeavours to write the circumstances led to them forming an association which inspired you.
Exactly. So ours was always a bit different because when we formed in 1991, so our celebration actually slightly postponed.
It's really a COVID 30th anniversary, isn't it?
That's right. So when we formed our organisation, there were literally, I actually counted them one day, 5 Australian women crime writers. So count them on one hand.
Okay, about a minute and a quarter from now.
No, very good.
All good.
Yeah, no, I was trying to get... Because I wanted to take the young fella too, but it's going away.
1 minute, boys.
Yeah, they'll probably win the flag, I reckon. No, probably not, but I think Melbourne's going to be hard to beat, aren't they?
Some good players. Gee, I'm impressed with that young Jackson that ruck back and that is. Geez, that was like that.
Yeah, he is good, isn't he?
And the bloke who got from the Suns at May, he played good football too.
Yeah.
Really well, straighten up their background or something. I'll leave you to it.
Yeah, no worries, mate.
Until we start, so
Yeah, it's good. It's a better time, I reckon. Okay, mate.
This sports broadcast is brought to you by Elgas. For all your LPG needs, talk to the locals with knowledge. Elgas, call 13 11 61, a sponsor of City Park Radio.
Welcome everybody to Windsor Park here in Launceston. It's a big clash this afternoon between the first and third places on the ladder. That's Launceston, the reigning premiers, up against Clarence. We've started the season pretty well. A couple of really solid wins. Big one last week against their Eastern Shore rivals Lauderdale. Narrowly down at the Skybus Oval. And they also beat North Launceston a few weeks ago. Launceston, of course, have carried all before them, a massive percentage at the moment. Big wins here at home against Glenorchy, North Launceston and North Hobart. And a fighting win away to the Tigers. So they're up and about in season 2022. Welcome to City Park Radio, 103.7 and 96.5, and to viewers on the live stream of simulcast this afternoon. Let's introduce the team, our commentary team this afternoon. First of all, to my left, it's Luke Grabarczyk. Welcome, Barch.
Good afternoon, Dave. Wonderful to be here on what is a cracking autumn afternoon at Windsor.
Yeah, you love to be at the footy on days like this, don't you? It's beautiful condition of the ground. There's a little bit of breeze. We'll get more on the conditions in a moment from Chris. But our expert commentator today, Rob Soward. G'day, Rob.
G'day, Dave. G'day, Luke and listeners. Great to be here. Fantastic day, as Barch just said, and looking forward to a great contest, Dave, today.
Yeah, look, we've had some blowouts here in recent weeks, so we're hoping that this one will be a real contest. And Peter Ryan, the coach of Clarence, said they'll know where they're at today. They're third at the moment. They'll know how far behind Launceston they are, and they'll be hoping to win, of course. But we'll see the gulf, if there is one, between first and third. It'll be interesting to see.
The thing that I'd love to see today, guys, is that I'd love to see Clarence come here today and do two things. I'd love to see them come here and play their game, play their style of game, but more importantly, stop Launceston playing theirs.
That's right. And that's it, though. Peter Roy did say he was not going to tag some of the key on board, so that'd be interesting to see if they play positive footy themselves. Are they going to get caught the other way? But it's going to be a fascinating contest.
Oh, sure will be. Obviously, the prelim final replay.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think back to that game. Obviously, Launceston lost that first week of finals to the Bombers. And Clarence, I thought, came up for that game. And they were in it for parts of that game. I think they gave themselves a real shot coming up here. Obviously, didn't walk away with chocolates that day. But they would certainly come here today believing they can win.
Absolutely. And down on the ground with the microphone on the beautiful Windsor Park, it's Chris Sayer, our boundary rider. Good afternoon, Chris.
G'day, boys. It is a beautiful day down here. Not a cloud in the sky. Beautiful autumn day. Very slight wind, about 8 to 10 kilometres now, maybe. The traditional barotrific zephyr, as we call it, blowing to the southern end, the town end, to which Clarence have won the toss and to which are kicking this quarter in the first quarter. So Clarence won the toss, kicking to the city end, and we're looking forward to see just how Clarence could match up to Launceston. They did a great job against North Launceston on the big ground of York Park a few weeks ago.
Absolutely. Chris, we'll look forward to talking to you during the day.
Okay.
That's Chris Sayer there, our boundary rider. A couple other little things. First of all, the Development League, 14-8-92 Launceston defeated Clarence 4-12-36. A big win to Launceston, the women's competition in TFAW earlier over Old Scotch. There are no changes to the selected sides for either team. So Clarence actually going unchanged from last week. And we'll wait and see how they go today. Of course, Colin Garland is a big one for Clarence. He was really good a few weeks ago against North Launceston. His battle with Jamison House will be a key contest, Rob.
Yeah, it will be. He's obviously AFL experienced player and terrific for Clarence. He's really got to kick some goals early. But the other thing, Dave, I'd love to see with Clarence's forward line is obviously that battle is key, but I'd love to see him work Jamison House away from the goal square because I reckon they can open him up in behind. But one quick statistic I'll share, which is absolutely critical for today. People, we talk about Launceston and their depth. They're actually behind Clarence when you look at the league averages in clearances and centre clearances. But where Launceston get you, they get you coming the other way with their intercept marks and their marks inside 50. So it'll be interesting to see how Clarence handle that.
Absolutely. Alec Wright was magnificent last week across half-back, so he's heading down to the back line again. So Jamison House going straight down to pick up Garland. Dylan Riley played across half-back last week. I think he's starting on the bench today. So it'll be interesting to see if he's inserted back into that really powerful Launceston forward line.
Hines starting inside 50 as well.
Yep. City Park Radio Sport welcomes back Luke Rabarchik, and he's going to take the first bounce here this afternoon.
Rucks to go at it. Prelim final replay. First kick will go the way of Harper. The skipper out of the centre square. Sends the Roos inside forward 50. Now able to take clean possession. Ball in dispute. Half forward for the Roos. Handball comes out. That goes to Barwick. Barwick with a drilling ball looking for Garland. Couldn't hang on deep in the pocket. It's out of bounds. 20 metres around from the Roos goal.
He was looking for a free kick too there, Garland. He asked the umpire the question. Looked like a bit of a jumper grab.
Of course, there's no umpire dissent rules yet in the TSL. Thankfully, a lot would say. Controversial one last night. So boundary throwing, Garland wins the tap, tries to find a teammate in hope, but he's infringed against Jamison House, who take the free kick deep in defence. Looks for an outlet handball, gets it to Jaden Hines. He goes wider there looking for Morris, who takes the mark on the left half-back flank, far side of the ground, West Tamar Highway side. So Morris steadies things down, goes long, up the line, looking for a teammate there in Hines. Well done there by young Harry Fisher, number 34. He's had a couple of big assignments recently, especially Tom Bennett a couple of weeks ago did very well against him on the UTAS Stadium. Boundary throw-in, attacking side of the wing. Sam Green up against Tina McCormack. Not a great throw-in. McCormack gets a little tap. Tries to find Brown, who's tackled. Releases, gets it to Paul Freeman. He kicks it to half forward. The Roos defence working overtime through Keegan Wiley. Gets a little handball backwards. Chance for Seymour. His handball to Blackley at close quarters. He'll be tackled to a standstill. It'll be a ball up. No score. We're playing 1 3/4 minutes in the first quarter.
55 out from the boys' goal. Front of the Rooms. Out of side. Ball comes to ground. Seymour tracking it back. Has it now. Left foot kick. Didn't go far. Came to Ryan. He for down looking for Pre-Shaw. Has a little bit of support. Coming in though is Tuffhill. Takes it inside the centre square. His handball missed the mark. Went to Borsboom. Hurried a kick forward. Rainbird couldn't take the mark. Had it spoiled away. Boys will come across from half back. Good kick out wide by Smith. Just his defensive side of centre wing. Has a couple of shorts on. Goes to Hines. He's been busy early. Covered plenty of territory. He goes short to the heart of Windsor Park. The Blues. Kick out wide is a good one. That's Brown over there in some space. Has Polferman running. Takes it on the 50. Handball over the top. They've got the overlap. Music up. Snap. Didn't quite get it how he wanted it. It will land 20 metres out from goal. Big contest. No mark taken. Going in hard was Green. Ball comes out now. Here's Norton. No, sorry. That was Howard, in fact. His kick had no real impact. Didn't go far. 10 metres. They'll take the free kick, the Roos, from the back pocket, and Swinton, I think, coming up the football now.
He's the medalist in the D-League Grand Final last year.
Oh, very impressed. The couple of times I saw him last year, Foz. They've got some good young players and certainly did a good job down back against the Bombers a couple of weeks ago that we mentioned already when they came away with a pretty comfortable victory on the road. So his kick is spoiled out of bounds, 60 metres around from the boys' goal out of side.
Downey throwing. Left half forward for Launceston. And it comes to Tina McCormack. Little tap away to Thurlow. He's taking the tackle and he's dropping the ball. So Clarence are in this contest early. It's what we'd like to see.
Intensity's been good, Foz.
We've seen a few blowouts in the first few weeks over at Windsor Park. Borsboom will take the ball in the middle of the ground. Handball over the top towards the skipper and Harper. Can it sit for him? No, it can't. He's attacked by a couple of Blues. Taken by Seymour to Polfreeman. Sideways kick to Hines. Doesn't take the mark. Well done, William Howard. Now 2 against 1 there. Jake Hines does pretty well. Flips it to Seymour. Now to Polfreeman again. He's getting a lot of kicks early. Little handball. Chain handballs. Keegan Wiley to Oscar Paprotny. Takes the bounce. Probably didn't need to. Puts himself under pressure. Gets around. Paprotny deep into the forward line. Rainbird takes the mark. Mitch Rainbird. 20 metres out directly in front. Good passage of play there by the Roos. There's no doubt about it. They've come to play this afternoon.
Nice poise from Paprotny. Got around a couple and then went long. They've been pretty direct so far, Rob.
Yeah, they have. Look, their ball use has been really, really good.
Mitch Rainbird skips in. Right foot. Keeps it low. First goal of the game to Clarence. They're on the board here at Windsor Park. 1 goal straight 6 through the agency of Mitch Rainbird, former Glenorchy player. Interrupted season last year with injury, and he's kicked the first.
It's just the start that they've wanted. I mean, I think you both mentioned in play commentary, the intensity from Clarence has been terrific. They've not let Launceston try and play the game on their terms. That's exactly what you've got to do. When you play the top side, you've got to take that away from them. But some good signs, guys.
They've been able to get one-on-ones, Rob. We still haven't got a Garland in the pocket early on that. Again, a one-on-one. So that's obviously critical, not having Launceston come across that third man up.
Absolutely. Going to be critical to their success today. If they can do that, they're going to trouble them.
Way to restart. 5 gone opening term. Anzac Day long weekend. Green was taken down heavily. Umpire said holding the ball didn't dispose of it. So Launceston will have the free kick just behind the centre circle. Go the way of Harper. Harper of the Blues, that is. 2 Harpers out here this afternoon. The other one captaining the visitors. Harper goes out wide to the wing. Looking for Dylan Ryan. I think that is there on the other side. Great to see him back out and about. He can't beat the boundary line. We'll have a boundary throw in. Out of wing. 5.5 minutes gone. 1 straight goal to the Roos. The Roos yet to get on the scoreboard. Had the 1 chance probably through a music up. Couldn't convert. Ball was thrown in. Good throw in. 1 down decisively to Norton. He goes forward once more. No one really home here though for the Roos. McCormack will mop up from half back. His kick is a good one. And the Blues come away down the other side.
Skillo, I think it is. Sort of a slow kick. Gets it beautifully to Morris, who's taking his second mark. Thinks about playing on. Now steadies things. Zach Morris, front of his interchange box over there. Short kick here, finds Gillow. So Bailey Gillow plays on with the stand rule. Keeps it low. Up here, Taylor's in there. Taking the ball though is Josiah Burley. He's caught with it. Gets the handball away in time. Sam Green lumbers after it. Knocks it on. Backs to Norton's tackle straight away by Tina McCormack. Ball up
One thing you notice today is that both sides match up physically very well. Launceston, in games we've seen earlier this year, a real distinct size advantage. Not today.
Sam Green gets the handball away, not to advantage. Another ball up here. We've got a game going on at the moment between Sandringham and Tasmania Devils. Sandringham 75 with the Devils 22 in the third quarter. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Get a report from Nathan Warren, assistant coach at half time. Sam Green's caught with it. Pushing the back though. Relieving free kick at half back. A couple of young muckmen there today. Tina McCormack playing his third or fourth, I think, senior game. And Sam Green did very well against Alex Lear at Newcastle Stadium a couple of weeks ago. Saywood. Clarence. In fact, it's Tremaine, beg your pardon. His short kick finds James Holmes. Steps around, back to Tremaine. The number 40. Kicks direct down the ground here, looking for Garland. Not a great kick. Carries the contest. Dylan Riley playing at half-back. Gets it back to Jamison House. He fumbles. Garland can't pick it up. Jacques Barwick's got it. Handball sideways. Launceston under pressure. They do pretty well. Seymour relief from half-back.
Seymour has a little bit of time. Finds right in some space. He'll go short as well. That kick will work. That is Boyd. Good to see him back this afternoon. Oh, he's turned it over at half forward for Protney. Crosses 50. Left foot squaring kick. Garland on the bounce. Puts it back to Barwick. He'll shoot from 40 metres, Barwick. And he's just missed. Gee, an opportunity gone being there for the Roos. They're 1-1-7. Blues yet to score.
It's a real coach killer, those. Like, that was a great bit of play from a Blues mistake. You've got to convert those.
So the Blues to bring it back in from full back. Kick to the near side. Looking for Seymour. He started well. Harper competed also. Ball over the boundary line. We'll have a throw in. Half forward for the Roos.
Certainly got plenty of intent today, Clarence, haven't they? They've really, really good start with their application around the ball.
They lead 1-1-7. Launceston yet to score. This is City Park Radio 103.7 and 96.5 and via the TSL live stream on YouTube. McCormack wins the tap. Green in there fighting for it. Out of bounds. Today's broadcast brought to you by Elgas for your LPG needs statewide. Talk to the locals with knowledge. Phone 131 161. Thank you for your support. Elgas, we're off tonight to the Tornadoes game against the Chargers. Tune in from 6:15 for that one on City Park Radio. There's Seymour now, dives in for the ball. There's a lot of it early. Gets it back to Tuthill. That's a kick quickly towards the centre of the ground. Tremaine's in there, taps it nicely for Protney. Look away handball's a good one to Jack Preshaw. Now to Jared Harper. Long Jared Harper. Be in the goal square. Will clear the goal square. It's a goal. Great goal by the skipper, Jared Harper. That was outside 50. Carried on the slight breeze, cleared the contest and bounced through for a second goal now for Clarence.
Well, they certainly raised the pressure meter in the first quarter, but terrific goal, but all on the back of some really, really hard work and some hard pressure around the football. So yeah, they're throwing down the gauntlet of the Blues guys.
Yep, fascinating to see how this pans out from here because often last year you would see sides would come up, the Blues would kick the first 3 or 4 and they were just fighting against the tide, but great to the Roos come here, put the front foot forward.
A couple of young unballers stepping up. I can see Keegan Ryan, the 23, Jack Preshaw, the 14, both really good young players.
Play restarts, McCormack, now I said I'll do it again. Going outside of that margin of the 2 centre circles.
We did talk before the game about the fact that Launceston are actually ranked last in the league for clearances, centre clearances. So,
I guess that's a little bit like the Richmond model the last few years. Robber in their dynasty didn't rate clearances that highly, but played the turnover game. So, Roos getting on top in that area.
Sam Green lays the tackle on his fellow ruckman McCormack. The other game today started a little bit earlier than us, so it's 17.5 minutes into the first quarter. It's the Tigers 13, leading Glenorchy 6 there at KG5. Green takes it out of the air. Torpedoes an inside 50 contest. Mark. I think it might be Oliver Preshaw, 24. It is. 2 Preshaw cousins today, featuring early. So he's marked. The man on the mark's about 45 out directly in front. And there's another opportunity. And I tell you what, young Sam Green has been impressive so far, Rob.
Yeah, he has. You touched on it earlier in your commentary, Dave. They're youngsters. They're talented youngsters. We did talk about this last year after the prelim final, didn't we? We talked about their development this year.
So Ollie Preshaw, slow, deliberate approach. Still walking. Hits the 50 now. Breaks into a jog. Launches at goal. It won't come back. Just sneaking from behind. So they've done all the scoring so far, Clarence. 2-2-14. The Blues are yet to score. We've been playing 12 minutes. Here's Luke Barchi for City Park Radio Sport.
Blues under pressure early. Just what this crowd would want to see, a nice even contest and see this Launceston side tested. Early in the 2022 season. Squaring ball. Finds Woolley. He's at half back. One at the 50. Hope just following his man through. Now the Blues. This is a dangerous kick looking for Smith, but it's a good one. Smith has it. Has a runner outside in Brown. Brown goes to 60. Long towards the square. Hines with the set. Hines in good position. Takes the mark. Nice ball to his advantage. Had some space there. Had Hines' name all over it. And he's marked 20 metres out directly in front and should go back and convert for Launceston's first goal of the afternoon.
That's when they look really good. Just the way they get behind the ball and move the ball up the ground. So, good bit of comeback play to swing the momentum.
Yeah, that kick found Smith among probably 3 roos, and then they were away. Hines comes in now.
Good weight.
Good weight. 25 metres out. Makes no mistake. They're on the board, Launceston. They are 1 straight 6, trailing Clarence 2-2-14.
Entertaining contest, Rob.
Yeah, it's a great contest, and I think it's a really nice crowd here on a good day, and that's what people want to see. 1 versus 3. It's exactly what TSL football should be all about. And Clarence have come to play. Launceston to their credit as the premiers and the champion side, standing up with a great bit of play, moving the ball from one end of the ground to the other.
Yeah, that's a trademark. Remember, we had a highlight last year, Barch, I think it was against Glenorchy, where they moved the ball from one end to the other in about 10 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely. Skill level been very high, as you'd hope on a perfect afternoon for football, but both sides executing well.
In the middle of Windsor Park. 3 goals in the game so far. 2 to Clarence, 1 to Launceston. The Roos lead the Blues by 8 points. Nice bounce. No, it's not. It looked good from here, but it wasn't great at all. It's bounced outside the second of the circles. So we'll go again, this time with the throw up. Perfect day here at Windsor Park. Winning the tap out this time is Smith, who's in the ruck. Here's Seymour, little handball now, back to Smith. Look away handball, Gillows a beauty. Polfreman gets to 45, kicks for goal, Brody Polfreman. Now did the ball hit the post or the play hit the post?
I think the player did, Foz, I think.
Yeah. Oh, we might have a free kick going to the Roos, I think.
Oh.
So out of defence they go. I think pretty sure does it nicely. Finds Keegan Wiley. Keegan Wiley undecided. Gets his kick away under pressure, but it's absolutely beautiful to Mitch Rainbird. Kick the first goal. And he's got Garland one out if he goes quickly. Might clear Garland though. House back there. Same with Boyd. Runners required. It's in the goal square. Boyd under pressure. Tackled by Garland. Nice handball. Gets away to Jaden Hines.
Got the handball to Hines. Started well. His kick sets a task for right. Ball came to ground. Smith couldn't take it below the knees. Ball still in dispute at half-back. Now they work it out, the Blues. Here's Polfreman. Good kick over the top. He's got a player in space. Could have gone. Elects to stop and prop.
Morris
it is. Been busy early. Out of wing. Blues go inside forward 50, looking for Seymour. Cut off quite easily in the end by Beerley. Beerley, handball. They've messed it up a little bit here, the Roos. Swinton went without it. And he's tackled 50 metres out from his defensive goal. So, critical umpiring decision there a few moments ago, Rob. Denied Polfreman that goal.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I didn't sort of see what happened there, but yeah, probably a 50-50 one for mine.
Here's Green in the ruck again. He's been dominant early. Sharking it though was Musica. Couldn't take it. Hurried a kick forward to Smith. Lands 30 metres out. Hines jumped early. Didn't come down with the football. At ground level, the Roos clear. No, they don't. Getting in there was Seymour. Fed out to Brown. He goes with a worm-burning ball. Taylor snaps quickly. He's bundled over and the ball is out of play. 10 metres around from the Blues goal. Pressing hard here.
Yeah, they just last 5 minutes lifted the intensity of the Blues.
They have. One thing I know that I reckon Mitch Thorpe will want. You won't want to see Clarence players breaking out of tackles. We've seen a little bit of that in this quarter.
Funk from behind by Green. Falls to lap of Jake Hines to Tyrrell on the left foot. He likes these. Ryan Tyrrell. And he kicks the goal for Launceston from 35 out, right in front. Snapshot. So we're almost back on parity now here at Windsor Park. 2 goals straight, 12 Launceston. Clarence 2-2-14. And a player you would have seen last year, he's come back to the Blues Barch. That's Ryan Tyrrell.
Yes, a couple of new players that I haven't seen, and you're right, Tyrrell being probably one of the action only few in this side that didn't see it all last year, but that was a classy finish. They've just got to tighten up a few loose players around the periphery of the contest for the Blues in the last 5 minutes, Rob.
Yeah, they have. And the other thing too, again, you know, like if you watch the first half of the quarter, you'd probably say it was all Clarence, but like good sides do, they just come back, don't they?
2 goals to the Blues, answering the early challenge from the visitors. 2-point margin at Windsor. Plays restarted. Again, we'll have a second restart. The umpire still finding their rhythm early in the season. We'll toss it up this time. Green started very well. Smith over the top though, won the tap down. Harper comes away, had his jumper taken. Comes back to Smith now, following up. Seymour has to sit and wait. Did well, got over the top to Blackberry. He's got players inside. Goes by hand now. Here's the goal kicker. He's dispossessed. Swinton arrived just in the nick of time, and Swinton earns a free kick through centre half back position. Luke Swinton. Couple of players on laterally, couple short. Dangerous ball for Holmes. His pocket was picked by Blackberry. Holmes laid a tackle from the ground. Ball comes out now. Ends with Smith round the corner. Kick to the goal square. Well spoiled. There was Tremaine. Took the ball straight off hands. He's under pressure. Handball comes out. Here's Polferman working in a confined space. He was taken down. Ball in dispute. Roos have numbers. Tremaine got a high one. And he'll earn the free kick. Back pocket.
Well, umpire played advantage there because the handball went to a player stationary. It's Keegan Riley. But Tremaine will come back and take the free kick. Gee, the heat is on at the moment. There's good tackling from both sides as Tremaine kicks Whitey looking for Holmes. Clears him. Barwick, little handball. Well, that's a high tackle there from Polferman. The Clarence player, who will identify as soon as he gets up. That is James Holmes. Number 1. So Holmes at half back. He's looking for the switch. He's got one here in Swinton with a little bit of space. He can play on. He can go wider here looking for Borsboom. He'll be under a bit of pressure. Can't take the mark. 2-on-2 here as Musica takes it. Little kicks of beauty to Hines. Oh, well done there to Swinton. He dived in with the spoil. Gets it to Wiley. His little kicks close to the boundary. Musica! Not quite. Bounces through for a behind. That would have been a spectacular goal.
High-quality game early, Foz, isn't it?
Absolutely. And that effort there from Luke Swinton to dive across in front of Hines.
Well, it was soccer goalkeeper style, yep. Mark Bosnich.
Absolutely pushed it over the bar, didn't he? It's just terrific. And saved a goal.
Yes, it was a bit. The kick to Borsboom bit off a little bit more than they could chew there, the Roos. Lucky to get away with that one. This kick, deliberate, short one to Holmes. He's got it 35 metres out. Gets around Smith. Now goes looking for Green. I heard you say the other week, Foz, he looks like Ben Brown, and it's very confusing which colour to call. Brown or Green, but this is Green. Half back. Down the line, good ball. Barwick came up, couldn't take the mark. Just got to him at a bit of an awkward height. Opened the door for Taylor. His handball was sharked by Harper. Now comes to Norton. His left foot kick is ill-directed. No pressure arrives in the nick of time. I thought Howard had doubled back, but he opened the space for Preshaw. Took it in the hands. Kick inside 450 to a vacant square. Getting back and taking a nice mark on his chest is Boyd. Boyd, from his defensive square, goes to the outer side. Kick sets a little bit of a task for him. It might have been Woolley over there. Couldn't track it inside the line. Ball out of play, 60 out from the Roos goal.
I think the last few minutes of this quarter is going to play a big impact on how this game shapes up. Clarence out of the blocks quick. Launceston comes back. Bit of an arm wrestle at the moment, isn't it?
And about 5 minutes of playing time left in this first quarter. As Seymour, short distance kick. Blackberry can't take it. Over the back now, Holmes, who's been busy. Kicks it back inside, attacking 50. No one can take the mark. And yeah, free kick back here. I think it's going to go to Jaden Hines. Now, we'll introduce our stats man today, groups. We missed me early on. What have we got inside 50s here? We've got 9 so far to Clarence, 7 to Launceston.
Well, I noticed the other week, because we had groups on the mic.
Yep,
giving
he's been a feature.
You know, I was calling for a budget increase all last year, and I thought I've got it. And I tell today, and nothing.
We'll see what we can do. As Blackberry takes the mark on the wing, goes sideways. Lovely kick to Jacob Boyd. Here's the switch. 45 kick now to Polferman. He's got players laterally here. And one of them is Wright. So Alec Wright sums up the situation. A little kick dangerous. Could be an interception here. Ollie Preshaw does well. He dives back in after it after making the interception. Tackle laid there on Hines. Now it's back to Wright again. Second go at it to Polferman. Shrugs the tackle easily. Takes the bounce. Gets to 55. Short kick to Riley. Good spoil from behind, or was it? And the boys here next to me didn't like that one too much. James Holmes Gave away the free kick to Dylan Riley. Who groaned? Was it you,
I thought
Dutch?
it was a little soft. I thought it was a fair spoil.
Rob?
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. But the interesting thing too, and I'd love to see some stats on this, Launceston were down 2 goals. Brady Palfreyman got really busy.
Short kick. Riley on the bounce. The music out on the boundary line. He's going to try and fashion that miracle kick again, but he steps out of bounds.
Well done, Howard.
Brady Palfreyman got really, really busy. He got really busy in the latter part of this quarter, and he's been instrumental, I think, in getting Launceston back into the game.
This is the strength of Launceston. They make it really hard for opposition teams to get out of their defence.
They've done that well so far, Dave Clarence. They've used the football and made his game. They've gone long and direct, but as you say, probably the last 10 minutes they've found that a little bit tougher. Ball back into play. Musica working hard over the football. Needs to get out now. He could be pinged, Michael Musica. Umpire says no. Perhaps a little bit fortunate given the modern interpretation of that rule. Swinton hands the ball back. 35 out from the Blues goal. Searching for a late one in this opening term. Green won it down. Got to Swinton. Kick around the corner. Didn't look. Reading the play better was right. Playing in front of Ballsboom. He marks it just inside the centre square. 70 from home. Long ball. Will land in the hot spot. High fly's required. Hines got hands to it. Good tackle there. Going nowhere was the Clarence player being taken to ground. Good tackle applied by Morris. Getting up from the bottom of the pack now, Swinton.
It's going to be one of these momentum things. Like I said, Clarence have done all that work. They really wouldn't want to concede a goal here.
Free kick. Oh, no, it was something else than an umpire's whistle I heard. Thought we had a free kick. Now the whistle is gone. Ball up, 30 up from the Blues goal.
Quick score, Devils 46, Charles Sandingham 91, so they've done it right there in the third quarter.
Morris won it down decisively. Seymour, he was taken immediately. Umpire said didn't have the football. Free kick, Fletcher Seymour. Just what the Blues would have wanted. Dying moments of this first term, 24 minutes gone.
Just what Clarence wouldn't have wanted either. So if he kicks this, you know, you'd be really disappointed if you were Clarence, I reckon, after all that hard work. Anyway, we'll see.
Yeah, I think a good decision there, though. He was dispossessed, was held on to for some time after that, so I think a fair decision. Seymour trots in, 25 metres out, drop punt, straight over the umpire's head. They've got their third, the Blues. Fletcher Seymour, he has his first of the afternoon, and the Blues, they lead it for the first time this afternoon. They're 3-1-19, leading Clarence 2-2-14.
Just how Clarence will respond, as I said, will be key. You know, I know it's very, very early days, guys, but they've come to play, but you cannot let Launceston get away from them.
Very close game statistically. Hit-outs 9 to Clarence, 10 to Launceston. Inside 50s, 9 to the Blues, 9 to Clarence. So all those indicators there would say that it's a close game, and it is, but the Blues have kicked the last 3 after Clarence got away to a 14-0 lead. It's now 19-14. At KG5, it's the Tigers 14, Glenorchy 6. So Glenorchy not doing too bad there early on. It's taken by Bailey Gillow from the centre clearance. He gets it. McCormack, he's under pressure. Tackled by Green. Spills to Rainbird. His handle's not great. Harper takes it. He'll kick it straight there towards Tuthill. It clears him. Trying to mop up there is Woolley. This way, that way. Does well to elude his opponent. On the left foot, low kick. Contested ball now on the wing. Rainbird's in there fighting. Casey Brown did really well to get it back to Gillow. He's been good in this first quarter. Now to Blackberry. 2 kicks out from goal. Keeps it low inside 50 towards Morris and Taylor. Taylor can't take the mark. Going away from the back line. Clarence do it pretty well to get it to Rainbird. Rainbird now kicks the middle of Windsor Park. Finds Trent Hope with the sleeves. The other Clarence boys got the sleeves today. He gets himself under pressure. To Paprotny. Has to kick quickly. Contest. House can't take the mark. A lot of Blues there, including Jaden Hines. He gets caught with it. How's the umpire read that one?
Oh, lucky
No prior.
I don't know about you guys, I thought that was pretty lucky.
Yeah, it was a marginal one.
Yeah, I think fair enough. I think in front of goal, not a lot of time.
Up it goes. Still a chance here for Clarence late in the quarter to get back the lead. Barwick's tackled. Umpire says ball it up once again. 26.5 minutes gone. City Park Radio 103.7 and 96.5 bringing you all the TSL action. There's a free kick back on play. Which way is this going?
Clarence, I think.
Yep, and it's going to that man Colin Garland. He's been in such great form early in the season.
Now, I was having a look during the week at Colin Garland's AFL career. 141 games. That's a stunning career. I was looking at Tom Hawkins, who's been a stalwart for over a decade. Colin Garland played in more AFL losses than Tom Hawkins.
There you go.
Wow. 105 losses Tom Hawkins has played in 88.
You're the master of those sort of stats, Barch. Great stuff. Anyway, here's a chance now for Garland to give the Roos a lead. Close to quarter time. 45 out. Kicks beautifully for goal as Colin Garland and puts the Roos back in the front of this contest.
It's got everything this game, hasn't it? I mean, as you'd expect from first versus third, there's just not much in it. So I'd be interested to see how the coaches adjust at quarter time. It'll be very, very interesting to hear what Chris comes back with us guys at quarter time from the coaches.
I've been very impressed with the Bruce ball use and their skills. Rob, they've gone direct, they've gone long, and they've given their forwards a good chance one-on-one against their opponents.
They have, their skill levels been terrific, and I think the role of Jeremy Webberley, in his development with a lot of these younger players, I think can't be understated. I know he's gone on to other things, but certainly that foundation work he's done, I think, has been very beneficial.
Can't be long left in this opening term. Play restarts. Comes towards Rainbird. He's been impressive early on, but he's tackled immediately. Laying the tackle there for the Blues was Gillow. Rainbird comes up with the football now. Green again to compete against McCormack. Neither really got a decisive hand to it. Handball comes out to Ryan. His kick off the side of the boot a little bit. Sets a foot race. Doran tracking it back. That will end a very entertaining first quarter of football here at Windsor Park. So at quarter time, the visitors lead it. They're 3-1-19, leading... Sorry, I beg your pardon, 3-2-20, leading Launceston 3-1-19, 1 point ball game. Goal kickers, 3 apiece. We had Colin Garland kick that last one, giving the Roos the lead, and then singles to Rainbird and Harper. And then for the home team, Tyrrell, Fletcher Seymour and Jake Hines. So 6 single goal kickers here this afternoon so far to quarter time.
Well, Rob, the Blues were down early. They rested back momentum, and a late goal to Garland, though, was seen at pretty much dead level.
Yeah, and I guess if you were, looking at it critically, just as an impartial observer, obviously as we are, you'd probably say that was reflective of the game. Clarence came out to play, really, really good start, but Launceston, like good sides do, got back into it. So we'll see what sort of adjustments come. I think, Barch made the point, Clarence have been very, very clean with what they've been doing, and I know, as I mentioned during the call of play, I know Mitch Thorpe won't want to see Clarence players stepping out of tackles, so we'll see what adjustments they come back with.
Rob Sauer for City Park Radio Sport at quarter time here, and at the moment the score is Clarence 3-2-20, Launceston at 3-1-19. Back in a moment with some more analysis, Grooves' stats, and Chris from the boundary. Back in a moment.
When it comes to your home or your local business, Elgas is the smart choice. Make the switch and be rewarded with $80 in LPG account credits when you sign up. Whether it's cooking, hot water or heating, Elgas has got you covered. For $80 in LPG account credits, visit the website elgas.com.au, download the Elgas app or give us a call on 131 161. Elgas. Local, safe and reliable.
A sponsor of City Park Radio.
Hey, it's Kaz from the Jazz Spectrum program. Saturday, April 30th is World International Jazz Day, and the Launceston Jazz Club is celebrating the day with a host of special concerts at the Boathouse. And City Park Radio would love to take you there. Keep listening over the next 2 weeks before the event for your chance to win a double pass to one of 3 concerts. It'll be a fun day with great music. If you can't wait to get a ticket, check out the Launceston Jazz Club's Facebook page, celebrating International Jazz Day, the Launceston Jazz Club and City Park Radio.
Have you considered how much your property is worth?
Or have you thought about selling or just getting a current market valuation? My name is Yvonne.
And my name is Neil. Together we are Team Hawkins at Harcourts Launceston.
Working under the Harcourts banner collectively for over 25 years, we have the experience, training and knowledge to help you get the results you were looking for.
Call us for a free appraisal today and ask to speak with Team Hawkins. Team Hawkins, a sponsor of City Park Radio.
This sports broadcast is brought to you by Elgas. For all your LPG needs, talk to the locals with knowledge. Elgas, call 13 11 61, a sponsor of City Park Radio.
Let's go around the grounds and, in Melbourne. Sandringham taking on the Tassie Devils. Sandringham 92, the Devils 52. That's at 3/4 time, so a 40-point margin. Pretty close to what it was at quarter time. So Sandringham got off to a pretty fast start there. And the Devils are trying to claw back. At KG5. The first goal, but 23-33 to Gnorthy, 1 goal straight 6. Tyler Carter's took a couple of goals. Let's look at the stats. Thanks to Dave Gruber. Stats man here at City Park Radio. And headlines to quarter time was Launceston 12 to Clarence 9. Clearances, the Blues 7, Clarence 6. 10 inside 50s each, so pretty even in that stat. 2 inside 50 marks to Clarence, 1 to Launceston. It's only 1 inside 50 mark to the Blues. That's a stat they usually have a clear margin over their opposition on that one. And free kicks, 7 to Clarence, 5 to Launceston. Okay, so boys, what do you think quarter time? We've got a real contest. We felt that Launceston was starting to get on top towards the end of that quarter, but Clarence came back with a late goal.
Yeah, look, it's been, as we said, it's very, very even, and to quote everyone's favourite singer Shakira, where hits don't lie, statistics don't lie. Certainly not much between the two sides today, but I think what Clarence have got to do in the challenge, Barch, is that Clarence have just got to maintain that pressure and continue to try and play their game, and obviously keep their kicking efficiency up and give their forwards first look at it.
Barch, thanks to Darren Lovell and Damien Donnelly from the Launceston Stats Department. You've got some individual stats there for the Blues.
Yes, Fletcher Seymour kicked goal and he had leading possession when on the ground with 11 disposals, 7 of those handballs though. Polferman that Rob mentioned, midway through that term, he had 7 kicks and 2 handballs for Polferman. And interesting that the Blues keeping an eye on Keegan Wiley, reasonably quite good for him, 3 kicks and 1 handball.
Yeah, interesting they're keeping an eye on Keegan. He had a really good game a few weeks ago against North Launceston. I think he racked up about 20 odd possessions. So, yeah, so Fletcher Seymour, he just accumulates possessions. He's not a flashy player, is he, Rob? But he's one that you can rely on to keep getting the footy. Same with Polferman, he's on 9 at the moment.
Yeah, look, Fletcher's, just a big, strong body type, and he's a hard matchup. He plays a little bit taller than what he is. He very much head over the footy, and obviously gives you something when they throw him onto the ball as well. So, interesting to see how Clarence adjust.
Toby Harper quite quarterback.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a 3 for him.
Don't think he's been tagged.
Didn't call him a real lot, did we?
No. So Chris has now emerged from the huddles. I think he might have been at the Blues. Chris, what do you got for us?
Yes, I was at the Blues. Nick Thorpe addressed his team. He was pretty happy. He particularly pointed out Fletcher, interestingly. He went straight to the team board and reshuffled his magnets, and they were all around the forward line. He did tell his team they're going to resort to a more traditional forward structure. So he's obviously worried that that the forward structure they had before wasn't working. He addressed his players pretty positively. So see how we go this quarter.
Thank you, Chris. Quarter time, 3-2-20 Clarence, 3-1-19 at Launceston. Thanks to our sponsors, Elgas, for all your LPG needs statewide. Talk to the locals with knowledge. Phone at 131161. Set to go in the second quarter. You're with Dave Moore, Rob Soward, Luke Rabarchik, Dave Gruber and Chris Sayers, your team this afternoon on our radio waves and also via the TSL live stream via YouTube. Don't forget, tonight we'll be at Elfin Sports Centre from 6:15. First game of the NBL 1 season. Torrens versus the Chargers. Here's Barch.
1 point ball game. Second term underway. Smith got there first, got the tap down. Doing it nice, and was Harper, defensive side of the square. He goes straight down the line, finds Hope on a strong lead. Hope has it, 80 metres from goal. Kick, danger spot for the Blues. Spoiled away. Players need to ground level. Rainbird went in willingly. He was taken down. Tough Hill had the ball momentarily, lost it. Ends with Woolley now. Woolley crosses his defensive 50, sends a long ball to the wing. Blackberry tracking it back. He's opposed there to Beerley. Beerley does well. Looking for Harper. Hand came in there from Taylor and forced it over the boundary line. Attacking side of the wing for the Blues.
I'm just watching Harper on the other side, and he actually looks like he's a bit sore. So I don't know if he's not 100% today, guys. You did say he only touched it 3 times, which is very rare for an elite player like him.
Certainly quite by his standards. Graham was taken heavily from the ruck contest. Too high to the umpire. He'll take the free kick from half back. Very strong attack on the football this afternoon from young Sam Green. Been impressive. Jake Smith stands to mark. He goes very short. Hope needs to be good. Had the arms taken. Got both hands to it. Fair enough. Hope. Centre wing. 20 metres in from the boundary line. Not a lot on down the line. Barwick provides the lead now. He'll have to be good to get there. First bounce. Took it well in the end. Getting a hand in there. Important hand was Hines. Ball knocked out. Garner took it ground level. Did well. Ended with Norton. He goes to Borsberg. Goes towards the square looking for Preshaw. Good hands in front. Alec Wright takes a good defensive mark. Wright in the back pocket. Not a lot to go to. Goes short. Half volley. Harper. Here's that man. He's taken down. Got up with the football. Gave a handball looking for Roy. Roy under pressure from Norton. Go to the run of right. The boys come away from half back. Kick to the outer side.
Taken nice here by Thurlow, who's also been pretty quiet. His kick might have been semi-smothered. Bounces a number of times before it gets to Morris, who's tackled. Gets the handball away to Wright, who's followed up beautifully. Kicks to half forward. Ruzai, clean ball, Swinton. Gives Jake Hines a chance. Tackle laid by Beerley. And I think it's going to be a ball up.
Probably just saw in that last couple of passages of play just how important Alec Wright is, boys, to this Blues side. 6'3", 6'4" in the old money. You know, a nice mark and another key involvement.
Quick kick forward by Harper, who's lifted in this quarter. Just out of bounds on the full. Free kick. Deep in defence to the Roos. Risky kick perhaps. Here looking for Baxter Norton. In front was Tyrrell. Good spoiler by Norton. Gives his teammate Paprotny a chance. Gets the handball back. Should come back now towards Norton. From Borsboom. Oh, Norton's handball was not a great one. Well, rides the tackle well there. Does the Clarence boy and Paprotny. The kick out of defence is taken here by Boyd. So Jacob Boyd. Chance to launch another foray here for the Blues. Kicks deep into the pocket. Leading out is Morris. Takes on his chest. Plays on straight away. Kicks to the hot spot. Leading out nicely is Jackson Thurlow. Takes a mark on his chest. About 15 out directly in front.
It's a great decision maker in his Zach Morris for such a young player. That's just a pinpoint kick. Beautiful read of the play.
Yeah, beautifully weighted kick. And Thurlow playing a bit more down, deeper forward at the moment. Letting out from the square there. In he comes. Jackson Thurlow to put the Blues back in front, and he does so. Accurate kick from Jackson Thurlow. Kicks their fourth goal. Blues now 4-1-25. Lead Clarence 3-2-20.
We saw in the first quarter Clarence really wanted to take the game on through the centre part of the ground, and you notice there guys moving the ball out of the back line. They did the same thing. We saw the body work from Joby Harper on the Clarence player, sort of as if to say, no, you're not going to come back through here. And then obviously we had the ball turned over and Launceston scored. But Clarence obviously want to play through the middle of the ground, fellas, so we'll see how that works out for them.
Sandingham 92, the Devils 53. About 4 minutes into the last quarter.
As you said, Rob, great decision from Morris. Turned and went, gave his forward every opportunity. Kick was to his advantage as well. Winning this restart is Green. Came to Norton. He sends a high ball towards the attacking 50. Going back was Hines. I know I'll take the mark. Came to Barwick. He gives a handball to Hope. That kick was smothered. Came towards Wright and Prussia. That's been a good battle. Going through and taking the ball there, I think might have been Ryan. Put a handball out. The Blues come away. Smith working on the outer side. Comes there to that man Morris. Set up that last goal. Feeds it back to Smith. Has some time and space now. Good kick in. Ball looking for Polterman. Just a little bit strong in the end. Paprotny spilt the mark though. And here they go, the Blues, 35 out from goal. Little looping ball over the top. Lands with Jake Hines, and he takes the easiest of marks. 10 metres out from goal, 45-degree angle.
Another assist there from Morris Barch.
Yeah, getting busy, been important. We heard Chris mention the slightly reshuffled forward line. Thurlow gone forward, kicked the goal, and here's Hines. He has his second of the afternoon, Jake Hines. He's the first multiple goal scorer. And all of a sudden, the Blues is out to a handy margin here, 11 points. They're 5-1-31, leading the Roos 3-2-20.
Danger signs, Rob Soward.
Yeah, look, it is. Clarence certainly need to just, stem the momentum here. We've talked before about how Launceston just have that capacity, don't they, just to score really, really quickly. And I guess if you throw into it and say we haven't seen a lot from Music or O'Reilly so far, they're danger signs, aren't they? Because they're two guys who can rip the game to pieces.
Yeah, staying on the wing, I know, still in Riley at the moment, Rob.
Yeah, perhaps it's a fitness thing. I don't know. Maybe they want to run around and get a bit of work in him. He's obviously only just come back, so we'll see how that unfolds.
Tina McCormack wins a tap. Sharked out by Norton. Kicks it straight away inside 50. Here towards Barwick. Nearly takes the mark one-handed. Plenty of Blues though here trying to mop up. Still inside defensive 50 for Launceston. Trent Hope lays the tackle. Ball up inside 50s this quarter. 4-3 the Roos way. But they've conceded 2 goals. Out of those 3 entries that Launceston have had. Garland volleyballs it over the head. No one can take clear possession. And umpire blows the whistle. Another stoppage.
You'll notice when Clarence have gone forward this quarter, guys, the role, as I said, Alec Wright and Josh Woolley as well. Both very, very important players there for the Blues. Very important rebound players.
Up it goes. Garland tries to get it to a teammate. He was under pressure. Ball doesn't spill out. And the play ball up again. So Tassie Devils doing really well to just keep that margin down at Sandringham. Sandringham 92, the Devils 54. So 38 points is the margin. Knocked out by House. Taken again by Baxter Norton to the hot spot. Bit of a wrestle there between Rainbird and Woolley. Taken by Tuttle. He's caught with it. He gets the handle away just in time to Brown. He's dispossessed as well. A lot of players now in the back pocket here for Launceston. Eventually a throw-in. So good forward pressure here from the Roos.
Yeah, they're terrific, you know, and again, to their credit, Launceston's thrown down the gauntlet and the Roos have stepped up.
Right in front of Launceston club rooms. Boundary throw-in. Garland. A lot of the ruck work forward 50. Down here towards Barwick. He can't release a kick. Launceston player caught. And yet another stoppage. That's about 4 in the last minute.
AFL underway too, fellas. Bulldogs and the Crows. Crows for the first goal. They're leading at 9-1.
Okay, just keep an eye on that one. Plenty of footy today. A lot of sport. There's Garland, little snap. Doesn't get any distance on it. Still a chance for the Roos. As Tuttle sees it over the boundary line beside the right behind post.
Certainly great forward pressure from the Roos, just keeping it locked in here. They'll be hoping to get something off this ball up.
Probably about 3/4 of the players at the moment inside that forward 50 for Clarence. Nice high boundary throw in. Garland in a wrestle. It's the tap. Boyd's got it. Loses it. Little kick by Garland to Barwick. Taken in the tackle. So they're keeping it inside forward 50, but no one can get any space to get a shot on goal at the moment.
No, as you've called it, I mean, you've almost got 2/3 of the players just inside that little area.
See what we can get from this restart. Garland went over the top of the football. Coming through was House. He had his arm pinged. Roos won hold of the ball and they will get it. Good tackle as House came through. Had some time, but really an opportunity. He had that arm pinned as soon as he took possession of the football. And the tackle is rewarded here for the Roos. And is that Tremaine with the football?
Borsboom.
Borsboom. It is Lockie Borsboom. So he's only 15 metres out. Not much for an angle, but he's going to, as the modern player does, go the round the body style snap from the set shot. And it works. Borsboom has his first critical goal for the Roos. They keep their nose in this contest. They go to 4-2-26. Through the margin, they're only 5 points. The Blues 5-1-31.
That's great reward for effort. I mean, how often have we seen sides come here against Launceston and done exactly the same thing and come away with nothing? So certainly Clarence, you know, playing at that higher level and very well rewarded, as you called Barch, for a really good tackle.
And it was interesting at that stoppage, which we had, you know, rolling all for some minutes, one-on-ones all over the ground.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's certainly something that I think we're going to see all day today between these two sides.
2-1 in this third quarter. Been playing 10 minutes. Great contest. It's what we like to see. First versus third here in the TSL. Comes down here towards, that's Pre-Shaw, thank you. Gets it to Green. Green up towards half forward. Here towards Trent Hope. Taken by Boyd. Not effective possession. Hope does pretty well. Little kick in Hope. Can't find a teammate. Tuttle takes it. His handball puts a teammate under pressure. There's the ball, Harper. Lovely handball over the top here towards Jacob Boyd. Bounce eludes him. Might be a free kick here to James Holmes.
Below the knees, I think he's called for. Holmes dove in.
Yep. Well picked. So it will be a free kick instead to Jacob Boyd. Ever dependable defender.
He's reliable, isn't he? Jeez, reliable.
Come on, mate.
So Jacob Boyd kicks up the wing. Jack and Ollie Preshaw in the contest. Burling gets it only as far as Saywood. Saywood goes sideways. She gets a dangerous kick, but it's coming off here to Jonty Doran. He can go to Borsboom, the goal kicker, a couple of minutes ago. Borsboom now waits it beautifully. Finds Beerley. James Beerley. Good possession footy, finds Oscar Paprotny. He's off and running. Under pressure now. Does well Paprotny. Borsboom over the top. Might have gone the kick there. Would have been a better option, I reckon. The Seymour takes it back to Borsboom. This time he does. Barrels inside 50. Front position Woolley. Good contest there with Rainbird. It spills out of bounds.
We're disappointed there. The Roos just over-possessed that footy a little bit.
Yeah, a bit of overuse and certainly the wrong decision as we called. I think he needed to kick rather than handball.
Yep, so boundary throw in, 40 out from Clarence's goal. They trail by 5 points. They led by 1 point at quarter time. Boundary throw in front position, House. Gets the knock away towards Seymour. He's tackled off it. Now Bailey Gillard. He's tackled by Jack Preshaw. Umpire Tom Mackey said holding the ball.
David Gonski, that's a great tackle, isn't it? Eh? Great tackle.
That's a feature of their play at the moment. So Jack Preshaw, well-built young lad. Short kick. Oh, yes, he finds his teammate there in Jonty Doran. Doran left footer. Kicks to the goal square. Rainbird's there. Oh, almost takes a one-handed mark. Off hands, it's Kate Saywood. He's offline. Kicks it into the behind post. Out of bounds on the foot.
Something you're seeing Launceston do at the moment, which again they're not forced to do a lot, is just drop back and fill that space. You've got Dylan Riley in there inside the defensive 20 metres of goal.
Yes, he's working up from this wing, broadcast side, Riley. Ball is with Smith here. He's 35 metres out from his defensive goal. He elects to go to the outer side with a long drop punt. Will land just to the Roos side of the wing. That's a nice mark up in front.
Sammy Green.
Strong hands. He's been impressive, Green. Comes to Preshaw. Then across to Paprotny. He brings it to Doran. Side the centre square. Good ball. Has Preshaw loose inside the forward 50. That is Preshaw, number 24, Oliver.
Back at himself.
Take a good kick from here, or a kick from just inside 50. But the Roos taking it right up to Launceston all afternoon. Been a fine contest. This is Preshaw. Yet to trouble the scorers this afternoon, but he's looked dangerous. Now a kick from 49 metres, 45-degree angle. This to give the Roos the lead once more this afternoon. Barwick presents. That's ignored. Kick on its way. 49.5 metres. Drop punt will fall short. Will land in the goal square. Off hands. Hits the goal post. One behind. Margin back to 4. Woolley to bring it back into play. Takes a couple of metres, Woolley. Takes a couple more, then has a bounce. No real pressure. Garland applies that now. Makes his way to 40 metres, Woolley, before he kicks the ball. Then goes down the line. Riley pushes his man under the ball. Then goes off the ground. Doran will have him covered for speed, though, by the looks of it. Doran tracking it back. Staying in the contest was Riley. Did well. Got it out. Taken down. Coming through now, though, is Wright. Up from the back line. Just mongrels a punt. Down towards the attacking 50. Floats out of bounds. Ball will be thrown in 40 metres down from the Blues' goal.
It's a fascinating battle, that Doran versus Riley battle. I mean, Doran's play was instrumental here in setting up Clarence's shot on goal. Riley didn't drop back with him, but Riley's obviously got him covered for strength, not speed. So an interesting matchup, and one I look forward to watching all day, guys.
Yes, it'd be interesting if he can get forward, Dylan Riley, at any stage this afternoon. Obviously a dominant goal kicker last year and has been for some years. Ball back into play. Over the top of it was Paprotny getting up. So the Roos need to hold on here. It's 20 metres out from their defensive goal. Boys in attack.
7 inside 50s to 4. Clarence's way this quarter.
A couple of those have maybe been a little bit shallow. Boys with the ascendancy on the scoreboard. Here's Harper. He's getting busy. Just a little bit proper as he took that ball. Fed it back. Gilmo. Now to Taylor. He gives it to Seymour. Kicking for his second round. The body ball is bending back from Seymour. Not far enough. One behind. Margin back out to 5 points.
5-2-32 Clarence. Launceston. Clarence 4-3-27. Oh, the kick from fullback. Is it stayed in play? It hasn't. Off the fingertips of Luke Swinton. See who the kicker was there. He just turn around for me, but it wasn't a great kick out of fullback there. So another chance for the Blues. Deep in attack. Ruck contest. Morris there wins the tap. And as far as Keegan Ryan, who kicks it out of defensive 50. Shark there by Woolley. Little handball to Tina McCormack. Tries to get it back to Woolley. Intercepted. Jared Harper just mongrels it towards half forward. In the way is Jamison House. Gets it back to Tyrrell. Low kick, dangerous kick. It comes off nicely towards Seymour. Takes a mark in the contest. Gets it back to Tyrrell. Launches long inside 50. Hines takes the mark. Judged it beautifully. Judged it better than the other 5 or 6 people in the contest, and actually ended up taking a chest mark. He swings round now. Hines plays on to kick another goal for Launceston, and he does. That's his third for the afternoon. Launceston 6-2-38. 4-3-27.
They're the small things in the game, aren't they? I mean, we talked about just the pressure level. the Clarence mistake that was the kick out on the full, led to that goal. And, I mean, the Clarence coach would be disappointed. You can't have a guy like Jake Hines taking chest marks, 30 metres out from goal.
A great play from Tyrrell also. He just he knew he had some targets inside 50, launched it deep inside 50, and Hines just in the right spot at the right time, Butch.
Yes, as Rob said, you're disappointed with that. He took an uncontested mark in a pack of about 7 players and then went round easy as you like to know to play on. So a little bit of a lapse in concentration there from the Roos. Costs them a goal. They trail 11 points now the margin. Launceston getting on top. McCormack rose high, right decisively. Harper first to football though. He's taken down a heavy tackle by Pulfreman. Play to restart.
Tigers 5-5-35, lead Willoughby 2-1-13.
A lot of football this afternoon. We've got a ripping contest here at Windsor Park, no doubt about that. Green and McCormack. McCormack probably won that one as well. Doing a good job in the ruck. Umpire's picked a free kick out here. A throw will go the way of the Roos.
Sandringham having a good last quarter. They led 116-61 by 55 points.
Margin blowing out there. Here's Harper. Just defensive side of the centre. Goes very short. Looking for Howe. Has to be good. In front. Takes the mark in front of Brown. Has some run in Borsburn. Ignored that. Wanted over the top. Elects to kick down towards half forward. Tremaine in best position. Taking a strong mark in front though is Morris. He's had a fine second quarter, Morris. Half back. Kicks long over the wing looking for Musica. Running back. Takes the football now. Has a runner in Brown. Gives it by hand. Open forward line. Riley sneaking forward. At the back. Unable to complete the mark there. That was Thurlow. Ball on the deck now. Fed out. Opportunity. Snap around the body. That might have been Burlington. Burling, was it? Yes, it was Desire Burling. Just got a bad bounce. It was the off break. Needed the leg break through for one behind.
Just watching Garland over here, guys, disappointed that the ball wasn't moved directly into the forward line. So clearly that's something that Clarence need to adjust with.
Luke Swinton went down injured there. Might have just been winded. He's up again. So I hope he's okay. Out from defence, Keegan Wiley. Up here. Looking for a teammate there in Rainbird. Can't quite take the mark in the contest. It might spill out to Rainbird. Little handball. Chance now for Swinton. Kick towards half forward. And nice mark, Garland. Couple kicks out. He's got runners. He's got Cade Sayward, but further on he's got Sam Green. He has to wait for it. He takes a mark on his chest. Bit of attention afterwards, but no 50 metre there. So the two ruckmen there. Sam Green had drifted forward. Tin and McCormack followed him. And Green has taken the mark.
Yeah, I like how Green goes about it. I think you've called him a couple of times today, guys. He's taken a couple of good grabs, hasn't he?
We haven't seen him shoot for goal much, so we're right behind this one.
I'm backing him in, Foz.
Now cameraman Josh Goodger bets in the business. Right behind this one. Let's see if Sam Green can convert. In he comes. Always right. No, it comes back. And he loves that one to Sam Green. I thought it was veering off to the right, but it's drifted back nicely. And that's another answering goal to Clarence. They're staying in touch, there's no doubt about it. 5-3-33 to Launceston 6-3-39. And I think he may have given it to a few of the Launceston boys there on the boundary.
I did. I think he got a bit of free advice when he was lining up for the shot on goal. But a terrific goal from Sam Green. But Garland, we've talked about before the game, how important he is. And as I said, he expressed some disappointment that they weren't more direct with the footy, which is strange because they've tried to go through the corridor. So, every time a challenge is thrown down, Clarence at this stage, fellas, have been able to bounce back.
They needed that goal. 20 minutes play. That was only their second goal for the term, the Roos. Keeps them in the contest. 1 goal margin here. One straight kick the difference. 6-3. Plays 5-3. Play to restart. Green the goal kicker. Beaten for it on this occasion by McCormack. He follows up at ground level. Gave a well-weighted handball and put Seymour into space. 60 out. Long ball to the square. Getting across in front was Swinton in front of Hines. He was looking at another mark then, Hines, but Swinton arrived in the nick of time. Ball in dispute, 30 metres out from the Blues' goal. A lot of pies around this contest going nowhere. We'll have a ball up. What are we? Time on, Rob. 21 minutes gone.
They certainly won't want to concede here, that's for sure.
No, but they'd love to go in sort of with a 1 goal or smaller margin the Roos and really give themselves a crack in this second half. Norton taken down the tackle. Gaining 5 metres there to Roos, 40 metres out from the Blues' goal. So again, one-on-ones all over the ground. Hope's gone forward for the Roos. He's being matched there by Boyd, who's been good this afternoon. Meanwhile, the football makes its way within 15 minutes of the Blues' goal. We'll have another restart. Let's have a look at the AFL, Foz.
As the ball goes up, Barch will have a look at the game there in Marvel Stadium. As Jake Smith's hassled over the boundary line. What do you got for Barch?
Scores level, 2-4 apiece. It's actually out in country Victoria, Bendigo or Ballarat, wherever they play. Bulldogs undefeated there in 3 seasons.
Mars Stadium there. A spot in North Ballarat. There's a boundary throw in. Front position Morris over the back. Green wins the tap decisively. Here comes Gillows, caught high. Free kick.
Umpiring's been excellent.
Tremaine there was the tackler. Now we've got something happening off the ball.
Oh, gee, doesn't that hurt you?
It's going to be a 50 metre. So almost a certain goal here now to Launceston. I'm not sure what happened, but the non-officiating umpire saw something off the ball. So advanced right to the goal square is Bailey Gillow. He'll chip it over the top. And another goal to Launceston. That's their 7th, 7-3-45 to Clarence 5-3-33. And in a contest like this where it's tight, Rob, you don't want to give those 50-metre penalties away.
No, you don't, particularly at this stage of the quarter as well. I mean, they did bounce back in the first quarter when that happened and kicked a late goal through the agency of Garland. But, gee, it's just, you know, it just takes that bit of wind out of your sails to go in, as Barch said earlier, maybe a goal down, you go, right, let's reset, it's almost square, but that extra goal, they certainly won't want to give anything away here with certainly not a lot of time to go.
Now, time enough for a goal or two still either way if sides are quick. So, critical last couple of minutes of this first half. The Roos have given a tremendous account of themselves to date, but a long way to go in this contest. Here's Norton. Dances around a couple of tacklers and sends it long inside forward 50. Will land 40 metres out. Preshaw flew from behind. No mark paid. Ball on the ground level. Preshaw somehow found the ball in his lap. It was on his backside, Preshaw. Couldn't get a clean disposal away, which was fair enough. And as a result, the umpire comes in and will toss it up 40 metres out from the Roos goal. So kicking against the very slight breeze in this quarter of the Roos. Couple of minutes left. Opening half at Windsor Park.
Inside 50s, 9-7 the Roos way this quarter.
Interesting that, Foz, that they're leading the inside 50s. I would have thought the Blues, they've been very efficient going forward, the Blues. Here's Seymour, probably the dominant player on the ground so far. Got it towards Musica. Somehow got a kick forward, only as far as Paprotny. Gathers the ball now. Little handball to Borsboom. Back to the pat for Paprotny. Got it there to Howard. He's got to get around Musica. Does that now. Working in at phone booth was Howard. He's taken down by Morris. Somehow the ball got to Musica. He's got a runner inside him, Polferman. Polferman runs 5 metres. Sends it long looking for Hines. Hines comes up at the football. Over the back. Thurlow there. He's first back. Swinton pursues him. Feeds it back now to Harper. Being quiet. He's taken down by 2 opponents. Comes back to Thurlow. His kick was smothered. Hines comes up. Could have been pushed in the back. Umpire said no. And finally we'll have the ball up 30 metres out from the boys' goal.
Really good effort by the Clarence defence there, because some classy players were looking like scoring a goal, but they just harried and hassled and eventually caused that stoppage 20 metres out from their goal. So this last couple of minutes are really important. The margins at a manageable 2 goals at the moment for Clarence. But we know that Blues can put on goals in a short space of time. Now we're going to tackle Lade, holding the ball. Getting up, I think, is Morris, who had 2 assists early in the quarter with some beautiful foot passes. And now lays a tackle and has a chance to get a goal for himself. So make the margin a game high, 3 goals. 7-3 plays 5-3. So Zach Morris right back to the 50 with his run up, but he's only about 25-30 out at the most. In he comes. Important shot on goal. Morris makes no mistake. Umpire doesn't move. 8 goals now for the Blues. 8-3-51. Clarence 5-3-33. First goal for Zach Morris.
Yeah, look, I highlighted Zach earlier. Look, his development, we saw him a bit last year as a very, very good defender, didn't we? As a young person making his way. They threw him forward here. I think he kicked 9 goals in one game. He's just that size, isn't he? And he's got that athletic ability just to do it at both ends of the ground. So, again, 3 goals down now, Clarence. They'd be disappointed with that, but the Blues, again, as good sides do, Barch have just raised the intensity.
Oh, they've been punishing going forward. You know, it gets inside that forward 50, they take a mark, they work hard, they get a free kick, and then they haven't missed when they've shot at goal.
Sandringham by 72 points against the Devils, close to the end of the game there. Hopefully get Nathan Warren on at half-time to talk a bit about that game. As from the clearance, Rainbird, who's down injured behind play, gets the kick forward, taken over by Blackberry. Beautiful weighted kick now to Musica. Sweeping 20-metre handball on the left hand. Finds Seymour in space. Dinky little kick inside 50. Big spoil comes there from Fisher. Still a chance for the Blues. On the right foot, Hines. Lacks a fortune, is it? No. Falls to Norton. Gets it back to Swinton. His kick's a beauty. Finds Sam Green. Rainbird's up and about. Good news for the Roos. Keegan Ryan. Quick kick straight away. Chance here for Doran. He's in a foot race. Smacks her on beautifully now towards Borsboon. Back here to Doran. Back to Borsboon, is it? No, Doran's got it. He gets his kick away just in time. He struggled at for the Roos, but in the end, Stamara Boyd takes it at half-back.
Working hard in overtime was Doran. Boyd intercepted. His kick in the middle is a good one. That finds Gillow. Gillow behind the centre circles. Goes out wide looking for Smith. Smith with a low spearing pass is a good one. Unable to complete the mark there was Thurlow. I think that was spilling the chest mark in the end. As a result, they keep it in the area of the Blues. Comes away with Musica now. He's set upon by two opponents. He's taken down Michael Musica in a heavy tackle. And the umpire says holding the ball. They've been pretty hot on that this afternoon, the umpires. But a good tackle has been rewarded. So the Roos from half back. I think it's home for the football out there. We've played nearly 28 minutes. So not a lot of time left in this half, you would think. Goes long, down the outer wing. Fire required. Beautiful hands for it. Couldn't take the mark. And that is the sign to end a very entertaining opening half of football here at Windsor Park. After 60 minutes, it's Launceston 8-3-51, leading Clarence, who came out of the box, kicked the first two goals. They are 5-1-31. Goal kickers. Jake Hines, he's been the dominant forward on the ground. He has 3 goals for the afternoon. And then singles across the rest of the game. Seymour has 1, Tyrrell has 1, Morris, Thurlow and Gillow for the Blues. And for Clarence, 5 singles to Green. Kicked a lovely set shot in that quarter. Harper won in the opening term. Mitch Rainbird kicked the first goal of the game. Garland as well as Lockie Borsboon. So, terrific contest, Rob.
It's a great contest, and interestingly, you both remarked on the inside 50 stat at the later part of that quarter favouring Clarence. I think that might have just snuck in Launceston's way, but I think a big part of Launceston's ability to stop Clarence from scoring. We talked a lot last year, Barch, about the ability of the Launceston defence to work as a unit, and they've certainly done that today. And I've got 2 names written in here, Boyd and Tuthill. Don't often hear, you don't hear a lot about them, but gee, they work hard and they do those things that coaches just love. I mean, Alec Wright we talk about, Josh Woolley we talk about, Jamison House we talk about, very heralded defenders, but Boyd and Tuthill, they just do that stuff that's so important.
And around the contest, and we could talk about Gribbs' stats here. Clarence still lead clearances 15-12, 9-5 in that quarter. So they're winning plenty of the ball. Baxter Norton's been a pretty influential player in there. Jack Preshaw. So they're winning plenty of the ball out of the clearances, but they're doing okay. You worry about that margin. It's 3 goals now, and that's 3 goals is a pretty significant margin against the Blues on their home ground.
It is, and again, I think where Clarence have been let down, and I think both of you called it during the course of the game in 2 bits of play, it's been that decision making. It's been the kick instead of the handball, or just hanging on to it a little bit extra, picking the wrong player. So whilst you might be winning more of the clearances, it's what you do with it that's so important. That's where Launceston hurt you. You both touched on it. We've seen it at plenty of times. Things hum along, and all of a sudden Riley pops up, Musica pops up. You've got Thurlow up there. Hines has kicked 3. They've just got those guys that can really hurt you on the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's set up, you think, for the first 10 minutes of the second half.
That's
Rob,
very
absolutely critical.
Yep. Now let's look at Gribbs' stats here in totality. It's hit outs first of all. Launceston 28 to Clarence 19. So well done young Tina McCormack. He's a developing ruckman. I think Sam Green's probably done more around the ground, but McCormack's done pretty well in the hit outs.
I was going to ask about the ruck situation for the Blues, guys. As much as last year we had Gronawegan and young Leadham. It's pretty tough to get a spot in that ruck, and neither of those playing this afternoon.
Clearances, as we mentioned, 15 to Clarence, 12 to Launceston, 9-5 in that quarter the Roos way. Inside 50 still very even, 20 to the Blues, 19 to Clarence. Marks inside 50s, 4 apiece to half time, and free kicks 14 to Clarence and 9 to Launceston. Thanks to Darren Lovell and Damien Donnelly, the Launceston stats guys, just delivered their statistics, and Seymour had another big quarter. He's now up to 19 possessions to half time.
Yeah, clearly the dominant ball winner on the ground, and as well added a goal to that also.
9 kicks and 10 handballs. Zach Morris, 11 possessions, 7 in that quarter, We talked about 2 assists plus a goal himself. Alec Wright, 10 possessions. Jacob Boyd, 10. Polterman, 10. Woolley, 10. So that back line that Rob talked about. Jake Smith, 9. And Musica, 9 as well. It's important for Musica. He's been a little bit down on form, I think, since he's come back. So he needs a big game today, and he's done a fair bit there in that first half. And of course, they've been keeping an eye on Keegan Wiley, and he's just had the 5 possessions.
Yeah, so only 1 in that term.
Yep.
He had 4 at a quarter time, so
Yep.
he's been very quiet. They've obviously put a bit of work into him.
Thanks to Dave Gruber and the Lonnie Stats boys for those stats. Okay, we might take a break. I'm just hoping that Nathan Warren is the assistant coach, because their game didn't finish all that long ago. So we'll give him a go to see if we can get him on the line at half-time. The score here at half-time, it's 8-3-51 Launceston, Clarence 5-3-33. Back in a moment, hopefully with assistant coach of the Devils, Nathan Warren.
Elgas is the smart choice. Make the switch and be rewarded with $80 in LPG account credits when you sign up. Visit the website elgas.com.au or give us a call on 131 161.
A sponsor of City Park Radio.
The 60s.
The 70s.
Yeah, a bit more. Bit more.
Enjoy 2 hours of the best in classic rock.
On Real and in the Years. Saturdays from 5 on City Park Radio.
The Launceston Players present Bums on Seats at the Earl Arts Centre. A new play called Fecund is being staged. This uproarious adult comedy introduces everyone involved in a series of hilarious scenes. The stage manager has a blinding hangover. The leading actors range from pretentious to bitter to plainly incompetent. If you enjoy theatre, you will love Bums on Seats. It finishes on Saturday 30th of April, so book your tickets at theatrenorth.com.au or at the box office. The Launceston Players, a sponsor of City Park Radio.
Without leaving your armchair, you can visit all corners of the planet, thanks to Around the World on City Park Radio. With music from Argentina to Zimbabwe, in every style you can imagine, Around the World gives you an endless selection of sounds.
No Nathan just yet.
No, Nathan?
Take a trip around the world, Sundays at 7 p.m. on City Park Radio.
This sports broadcast is brought to you by Elgas. For all your LPG
No, no.
needs, talk to the locals with knowledge. Elgas, call 13 11 61. A sponsor of City Park Radio.
As I expected, we're just having a little bit of trouble getting onto Nathan Warren, and the game finished a little bit later than I thought it might, so he's probably got some assistant coach duties with the team afterwards. So we'll keep trying there, and Chris will come across the line if we can get Nathan before the end of half-time. Barch, just looking at half-time at this game, but how have you seen the TSL season so far?
Oh, well, I guess...
It's the first game that you've seen live.
Yeah, well, this has been, I would say, so far, I was probably barring last year's grand final, the best game that I've seen over the last year and a half of TSL footy. The skills have been excellent, the pressure's been excellent. So, as you'd expect, on what is a tremendous afternoon for football, but clearly Launceston the side to beat, and then you sort of look and say, well, who is going to put that sort of challenger role forward as the next best contender? Probably the Tigers are the team so far to do that, but Clarence certainly staking their claim as well this afternoon.
And should mention the score in that other game. It's the Tigers 6-11-47 to Glenorchy 2-2-14. Tyler Carter's kicked 2 there for the Tigers. Yeah, so it's a bit of a changing the guard, because North Launceston have been so powerful, obviously runners-up and premiers over a long period of time. Just lost probably a few players this year, and they've got some younger players coming up. So, they haven't quite got to the level they have in previous years, but that's not to say that they won't still make the finals, but it's going to be a bit more difficult for them this year.
Yeah, well, I think you can see you see it at AFL level, you see it in any sport. Good teams can afford to lose a couple of players. They lost a couple of players before last season, but still had enough depth, enough quality, and then enough youth coming through to
kicked 3, so it took his moments when it was there. So they were probably more our solid contributors throughout the day, mate.
And what was Jeremy's message to the players after the game?
Just effort. I've missed the last he's talking now, mate, so I've missed that. But it was more effort at half time and stuff like that. Just matching them any contests we can. Just take anything outside their easy kicks. Let them try and source it down the line, okay? Those bail-out kicks, try and make them do that more than handball through the pressure.
And, of course, the talking point of the game, Nathan, was Riley Sanders, who's moved over to Melbourne this year to school over there, and he was playing for the Sandringham team. How did he go?
Yeah, Riley was okay, playing on the wing. He wasn't, I didn't really notice him. He got his kicks, obviously, but he was probably, it's different for him. He's playing against a lot of his mates. Obviously, I've coached him for a long time, had a bit of a chat with him before the game. So it would have been special for him. His dad's here, Adam's here, so I had a quick chat with him and that. So he's loving it here and just the experience. We're playing at RSA Park and, they've got the swimming pool and everything here. It's such a beautiful complex here, the old Moorabbin ground. And a few St Kilda players, Paddy Ryder and Jack Billings, were training before the game, so the boys had a bit of buzz about it.
And who have the boys got next week?
NT back over here on Sunday. Yeah, so historically NT aren't that strong, so hopefully we get another win on the board. Forget about this one and just week by week process. And then we're back in Launceston, I think, for our first game there.
So next week's game, Nathan, for those that want to get along, whereabouts is being played?
It's getting played at Highgate, Melbourne. It's on the Sunday, obviously through the NAB League app, you can watch it.
Fantastic. So big couple of weeks ahead. And how are the boys, the spirits after the game? It was a bit of a tough loss, but they still feeling pretty good?
Yeah, no, they knew they were in for a contest. We knew it was going to be tough. Try and bring our one wood, which is our effort. All right, sides know that they've played Tasmania. It's always a tough contest. We tackle hard, and it's just that polish. Like too many. I think one guy, number 2, I can't pronounce his last name, kicked 7. He was really lively. Number 16 was very good for him. He hit up forward, just too fast and too silky.
And no injuries out of the game, mate?
No injury. Connor Leafland got a bit of a knock early, and we just got him on him for concussion, but passed all the tests, so he was okay. So we're actually getting through quite healthy. I think the guys who were injured on our list are starting to play some footy now, so we're pretty much our 40's looking pretty good now to kick off.
And off to the airport now, mate?
Pardon, mate?
Off to the airport now? Are you on your way home tonight?
Yes, to the airport now, yeah. We fly out at, I think we've got a 6:40 flight, the northern crew, and the southern crew about 5 o'clock, so we've got a bit of a wait. So we'll leave here and have a bite to eat and regroup and move on, get back to Tassie.
Well, Nathan, thanks for joining us here on City Park Radio, and thanks for bringing us all the news there from RSEA Park.
Thanks, guys. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Cheers, Nathan. That's Nathan Warren there from the Devils. They lost today, but of course some good things can come out of that. They're against a pretty powerful outfit there in Sandringham. They lost 140-68. Teams are back on the ground. The umpires are about to come back out as well. We'll take a break here on City Park Radio, and we'll set the scene for the second half in just a moment. The Blues lead by 18 points.
The memory of a great movie lasts a lifetime. So come on down to the Star Theatre and check out our broad range of latest movies to escape for a while. Enjoy our choc tots, treats, even a delicious meal with a glass of local wine in style and comfort from an era of the past, where the staff are friendly and ever so dashing. A great place for private functions, fundraisers, corporate events for the best birthday bash ever. Check out our website, startheatre.com.au, a sponsor of City Park Radio.
It costs you nothing to tune in to City Park Radio. But if you become a station member, your small annual subscription of around $1 a week will help with our running costs.
As a member, you could stay a devoted listener, or you could be a presenter, or help in the office. Community radio is listener-subscriber radio, so get involved.
Check out the subscription page on our website, cityparkradio.com.
Or phone us on 6334 3344.
City Park Radio.
When it comes to your home or your local business, Elgas is the smart choice. Make the switch and be rewarded with $80 in LPG account credits when you sign up. Whether it's cooking, hot water or heating, Elgas has got you covered. For $80 in LPG account credits, visit the website elgas.com.au, download the Elgas app or give us a call on 131 161. Elgas. Local, safe and reliable.
A sponsor of City Park Radio.
You're listening to Tasmanian State League football on City Park Radio.
Yes, you're with the team here at Windsor Park. Beautiful afternoon. Great footy so far. 3 goals, the difference here at half-time. So looking forward to a really good second half. And Chris Sayer has been out and about at half-time, finally had all the information. He's down on the ground. What do you got for us, Chris?
I don't know about Launceston, but I mean, it's the Clarence rooms. It's very interesting. They're still very confident. Just fundamental errors that they found them without the lead at half-time, but they still encourage people, their players, to take risks and not let these errors get in the way. Just some fundamental errors. The coach drawed attention to the Jake Hines mark when he's just hung at the back of the pack and got that mark and kicked back. Easy goal. Just a fundamental error. They say this game is as hard as it gets. This game is up against the current champions and the ladder leaders. It's as hard as they get, and they feel that they're still in this game. So they're quite confident, and even I noticed using props. There's a pair of boxing gloves hanging in the corner.
Okay.
And made a point about fighting this game to the very end.
Fantastic. And Chris, any injuries you observed down there to either side?
I was looking at Mitch Rainbow. He's still moving quite freely, so he had a bit of an ankle injury coming off the ground at half-time, but he was moving very freely around the club room, so he's good. Can't see any other injuries there.
No worries, Chris. We'll let you get off the ground there. We'll talk to you at three-quarter time.
Okay.
That's Chris Sayer giving us all the information. Yeah, look, I like the way that Clarence have been taking some risks, Rod. Like sometimes they've been to get out of trouble. It's a risky handball or a kick, that's got an element of danger to it, if you like. But be prepared to do those sorts of things.
Yeah, they have to. There's got to be a reward for effort, but the first 10 minutes of this quarter is going to be critical. And there's a couple of things I'll flag. Fletcher Seymour we've talked about as being the leading possession winner on the ground, very dangerous. Alec Wright we've talked about. They've got to be aware of those sort of guys. So whilst, as you flagged, Dave, at the start of the game, they want to play their own game, they've also got to be aware of the damage that those types of players can do to you going the other way.
Just about set here, thanks to our sponsors, Elgas, for all your LPG needs statewide. Talk to the locals with knowledge. Phone 131 161. Here's Luke Robacic.
Second half ready to go. Critical first 5 or 10 minutes in this game. Green won it down, looking for Norton. Taken away though by the boys by Pulferman. Kicks up towards half forward. Morris had a very good first half. He's wrapped up in a good tackle by Howard. Spills to Brown. He goes towards the goal square. Hines in front. Couldn't take it at the first grab. Spilt the mark. Plays record at ground level. Here's Dylan Riley. Speaking of Riley, he went straight to the goal square after the half-time huddle. So that move has been pulled there by Mitch Thorpe, Dylan Riley forward. So big job there for the Roos defence.
Enough of this backline stuff.
Absolutely. He might have bought a few petrol tickets maybe too, running up and down that wing. Thrown in, good throw in, Green in front, won it down. Harper took the ball off hands, gave it by hand to Hines. He's got some time on the left foot. Jake Hines has 4, and the Blues, they've got to go inside the opening minute of this third quarter. And the margin out to 24 points now. They only led at 9-3-57. Clarence with some work to do, 5-3-33.
Certainly not the start Clarence would have wanted, and seeing Riley in the goal square as well would certainly cause them some consternation. Knowing Dylan as I do is a real classic forward, he's probably put his own magnet in there, I reckon. I'm not sure if Thorpe would know about that one.
Magnet might not even moved.
Absolutely, but that's where Hines hurt you.
A little bit too much space too, Rob. He had meters on his opponent there after that stoppage.
You've got to put the work into people like him because he can cut you to pieces. We've seen that before.
Yeah, 4 goals now to Jake Hines. And the last 3 goals, I think, of the contest now to Launceston. Getting on top. Jared Harper takes it from the middle. Kicks it long inside 50. Alec Wright in front. Stands strong off hands. Trent Hope tries to fashion a handball. Woolley might have been caught with it there. And it's a snap-on goal. I think it's going to be holding the ball here against Woolley.
No, gone to Woolley, I think, for holding the man, I think.
Okay, interesting one. It's been held on too long on the tackle. So Woolley from deep in defence. Cruises off the mark now. And the pressure from Ollie Preshaw. He kicks up the wing. Right. Spoils Holmes, but Holmes gets it now to Hope with a little handball. Hope kicks wide. It bounces just inside the line. No, it's out of bounds on the full. We'll go back to Jacob Woolley.
So 6 goals to 2 now since quarter time.
Yep.
Danger signs for the Roos.
Yeah, they've really got to stem the bleeding here. Long way to go in this contest, however. Woolley. High kick up the wing. Who's that? That's Thurlow there's taking a good mark. No, he might have fumbled it over the boundary line. So it's going to be a boundary throw in right in front of the Clarence dugout. They trail by 4 goals. Boundary throw in. Smith wins the tap. Taken though by Norton. Kicks it straight away to half forward. Taken by Jack Preshaw on the chest. Gets back quickly. Little left foot kick to the pocket. Looking there for Gale, but too wide. Spills out of bounds. Kick just needed to be a bit better. Some AFL for us there, anybody? I'll get you onto that in a moment. We haven't checked that one for a while. Archer's going for the app. As it's still in that forward pocket for Clarence. Been there for a while now. Garland wins the tap. Going in hard there was Kieran Howlett. He might have got one high. He has.
Bulldogs by 2 points, Foz. Second term, 25-23.
Kieran Howlett, 40 metres out, 45-degree angle. Chance to respond to that early Hines goal. Just, caught that tackle high, might have been Blackberry there. So Howlett. Been fairly quiet this afternoon. Haven't caught him too many times, but a chance here to kick an important goal. Kieran Howlett delivers from 45. It's across the face. Might not make the distance. It's thumped through by Wright for one behind. Their first score for the quarter. 5-4. Plays 9-3.
Bring it back into play. Woolley goes short. Looking for Seymour. In danger of getting leather poisoning at the moment. Fletcher Seymour goes down the line. Good looking kick for Smith. In front. Try to get to the advantage of Harper. Then regained the football at ground level to Smith. Comes now towards Wright. He's wrapped up in a good tackle from Ryan. Taken to ground. Umpire said no prior opportunity. I'll ball it up centre wing. Broadcast side. Roos need to get back into this contest at the moment.
Jez, just swap with Dill.
I thought might not want that magnet moved. Might want it filling up the ground. Meanwhile, football in dispute on centre wing. Here's Ryan. He's taken down by Music. It could have been in the back. Spills to Borsboom. He goes forward, taking a nice mark on the chest. His pressure in front of Musica. Again goes quickly. This is a good looking ball for pressure, his cousin. And that's Oliver taking the mark, going back. It was a good kick into some space. And Oliver Pressure went back and took a chest mark. 25 metres out from goal, 45-degree angle. And to say this is a must-kick goal is an understatement, Rob.
Yeah, it is. Look, you know, he really does need to kick it. The other thing they need too, Garland, I mean, we know what a class act he is. I mean, if he could clunk a couple too, wouldn't that just be a real morale lifter for the team as well?
Probably the stats have been pretty even, but inside 50 the Blues have been far more effective all afternoon. So here's Preshaw. Deliberate approach. Will kick from 35 metres. Drop punt is to the near side. Can't work back enough. One behind, so a couple of opportunities go begging here. They are 5-5, 35, 22-point margin. Launceston 9-3-57.
As Jack Tuttle takes the mark. It's a short kick now to Smith. He's been playing a second ruck today. Of course, Tina McCormack was out of the game, out of the team last week. He had to play first ruck, but today is the backup one.
Plays bigger, doesn't he? For
Yeah, yeah.
He's good jump.
Do we have his height? How?
Yeah. What do you reckon? Yeah, 180, maybe 182. As Alec Wright kicks long up the wing, taken by Morris from the back of the contest. Ooh, Rainbird went in hard there. He might have copped one. He's slow in getting up as Mitch Rainbird. Wearing the headgear, he's had a few issues with concussion over the time. Seems okay.
We know what a good player Baxter Norton is, but he's got to lift his defensive effort on Fletcher Seymour, that's for sure.
High leaping there is Smith. Not to advantage though. Keegan Ryan has got it. Free kick back on play. Going to Sam Green. Switches play. Dangerous. Clears his teammate and Howlett. Off the ground, Blackberry. Gets it to half forward. Fisher with heaps of time. Fumbles slightly. Takes that full measure of time. Gets a kick away. Wide. Looking there for Hope it is. Hope gets it to a teammate who kicks towards half forward. Great pick up on the run there. Gets it back to Howlett. Now back to Borsboom, who's caught with it. Holding the ball. Just overplayed it a bit there from Clarence. They turn it over. This is where they're dangerous, the Blues, with this switch. That hasn't come off. Green, handle over the top there from Ryan to Rainbird. Terrible kick inside 50. Picked up okay though. Rainbird snaps a goal on the right. He's offline. Another opportunity goes missing for Clarence. 5-6-36. Trailing Launceston 9-3-57.
You've just got to turn those into goals. I mean, you know what, they've missed 3, I think, this quarter.
Yep.
probably had 3 players on inside forward 50, then the kick just didn't hit the mark. Meanwhile, Launceston pinpoint out of side on the chest of Tuthill.
5 inside 50s to 1 Butch.
Yeah, there you go. And that one has been a goal for the Blues. So that efficiency inside forward 50 has been a differentiating factor in this contest. Another fine mark going back with, I think that was Gillo, was it there, Foz? Courageous mark. Excellent kick coming in from Tuthill. Goes over the top to Taylor by hand. Comes back inside onto the right boot. Searching ball for Hines. Couldn't take it in the hands. Meets it at 50. Hines still has possession. He's taken down the tackle now. 55 from goal. Umpire says, I'll have it, thank you.
You could just see that unfolding, couldn't you? You could just see that unfolding that Hines was going to be on the end of that. But again, as you've said, the efficiency's been terrific.
So Fisher has his hands full in the second half. 4 first half goals for Jake Hines. Here's Norton from half-back. This is a nice ball. Garland could have gone, but had nothing to go to.
Had to wait.
But I think that's that Preshaw working hard. Kick wasn't his advantage. Comes towards Barwick. Back in the direction of Preshaw now. It's a rush through for 1 behind, and that's their 3rd consecutive behind. So Clarence got to 5, 7-37, 20-point margin. Can get down towards 3 goals after Launceston kicked the opener in the second half. Here's Morris. Seymour over his head. Comes to Wiley. Wiley has a little bit of time. Comes back inside 50, looking for Garland. Takes on the bounce, slips, kicks now. Drop, punt. Ball is across the face, won't score. Taking a chest mark. Defensive back pocket is Boyd. Goes by hand to Hines.
Jaden Hines from the back pocket. Low spearing pass. Finds a teammate there in Casey Brown. Brown kicks up the wing beautifully. Good foot skills from the Blues to Morris. Handle over top to Blackberry. Thinks about a further handball. We now go by foot towards half forward. Spills over the back of the contest. Chance for the Roos to clear it here. They do pretty well. Swinton gets it nice in the centre of the ground at Rainbird. He's got a few options. One of those is Keegan Ryan. Kicks it to half forward. 1-on-1 contest. Jack Preshaw. And Tyrrell there taking the mark. End-or free kick against Jack Preshaw. So Ryan Tyrrell, I think he might have swapped perhaps with Dylan Riley. Tyrrell was playing forward early on. But Tyrrell looks like he's playing across half back now. 50 metres. The mark was encroached upon. Bailey Gillow. It's his second 50-metre penalty that he's received this afternoon. He plays on now. Kicks deep inside 50, looking for Riley. Getting there almost was Morris. Once again, the Roos defence still okay. The handball from Doran to Green. His kick smothered by McCormack. I think Green might have been caught high in the tackle.
You talked to Barge before about the fact that Fletcher Seymour's got leather poisoning. I actually reckon he's got COVID because no one wants to go near him. He's running around without an opponent.
Yeah, we're wearing a mask soon out there. I don't think it would bother him the way he's going this afternoon.
He's just killing him, and I don't know why he hasn't got someone on him. I think he's been on the receiving end of every kick out.
Because Baxter Norton, we attributed some of that blame to early, but he's going with Joby Harper. So meanwhile, the ball comes across the ground to the broadcast side. Swinton has it on the chest. He goes down the line. This is a good-looking ball, just over the head of Tremaine. Paves the way there. Coming through is Tyrrell. He goes by hand. Ends up now with Polferman. Kick inside 50, 20 metres out. Fly comes from Thurlow. No, take the mark. Free kick, pushing the back. Will go the way of the Roos.
Well, Tremaine was his last opponent, so I don't know what's happened there now, but Tremaine was certainly playing off him. He was 20, 30 metres away from him.
Here's Fisher. Goes very short, but accurately. Howlett. Back pocket, out of side, goes by hand. Roos careful, taken down after he disposed of that football heavily.
It's James Bealey. And I think music will go on the book there.
So players coming to remonstrate now. Meanwhile, the football was 70 metres down the field in the hands of the Roos. I'd just taken my eyes up, I thought where the kick had gone and sort of missed it. But meanwhile, football's on the outer side. Roos have it and they go forward. Still a little scrap going on behind play. So the football is on centre wing, outer side. Short kick comes inside now to Ryan. He's got a lot of space, takes 10 metres. Then kicks a bit of a mongrel inside towards Barwick. Just didn't float for him onto the chest. Dropped a mark he should have taken really, but it was just drifting awkwardly in the air. Difficult one to mark. Comes the way now of Taylor, and he brings it to the near side to Boyd.
Okay, Boyd takes the mark half back. James Beatty's on his feet, good news. He's going to the boundary. Hopefully he's just winded there in that exchange and not concussed, because he went down sharply, met there by Musica. As Tyrrell leans back, intercepted though by Kate Saywood. Saywood, half forward, goes wider to Borsboom. Sure about that.
Colin
Anyway.
Garland's about to drag himself in disgust.
As the kick comes in towards half forward. The bootlaces there, I think that was Borsboom. Now with Thurlow scored high. Free kick at half back. So yeah, Colin Garland having a rest. We get Chris onto that injury there to James Beerley in a moment. Kick falls short. Martin taken by Morris. Doing well there is Howlett. Howlett picks the ball up, but he's tackled straight away by Paul Freeman. So it will be a ball up. Inside 50 just quarter for Dave Group at 10 to Clarence, 4 for Launceston. Up it goes. Green wins the tap. Shark there though by Gillow to Paul Freeman to half forward. Oscar Paprotny leads the race for the ball. Has support from Keegan Wiley. He's going to have to go wide. There's no one there for Clarence. Hoping he'll get touch, I think, but it's kicked off the ground by Paul Freeman. Riley tries to keep it in. Can't do so.
14 minutes played, just the one goal, which was in the opening minute. So we've gone 13 minutes without a goal now in this quarter. 20-point margin to the Blues. Clarence need to get busy if they're to make inroads. They've had opportunities, haven't been able to capitalise so far in this third turn. Comes to the back, wrapped up in a tackle there. Emerging with the football is Doran.
It's one of the contradictions I've said today, guys. Clarence really want to take the game on in the middle of the ground until they go 4 to 50, in which case they go wide. I'm not really sure why they're doing that.
I agree that their ball use has been excellent, but their kicking inside 450s and letting themselves down hasn't been to their forwards' advantage all afternoon.
KG5, the Tigers 9-12-66. Lead the Magpies 3-5-23. So they're hanging in there. The Magpies not getting blown away. It's a tough assignment there today against the Tigers.
The ball will be thrown up 50 up from the boys' goal, almost directly in front. McCormick probably want it down. Comes the way now, though, of Norton. He goes high around the body. Should be marked by Tremaine, and is.
Saywood. They look alike.
Saywood, sorry, Rock. Sorry, Foz. Goes towards half forward and right. Takes an easy, uncontested mark. 10 metres behind, pretty sure that ball. And Alec Wright will repel another Clarence attack as he has all afternoon. One-on-one's down the ground, goes towards Burling, pulled his man out of the way illegally, said the umpire, and Tremaine will take the free kick this time. On the defensive side of centre wing, Tremaine, not on an offer down the ground. Looks like Garland is still warming the pile as we speak. He goes short for Holmes. Umpire said free kick, chop the arms. So they're inching their way forward here, the Roos. Still on centre wing. Runs inside the centre square, going direct, kick to 30 metres out with that man right, comes up and takes an uncontested chest mark.
Just held on too long, Rob, did Holmes, and he got pushed off the kick a bit.
Yeah, he did.
Fell short.
Gave Wright enough time to get into position to take that intercept mark.
Yeah, the master of the intercept mark in that Blues defence is Alec Wright. His kick finds Thurlow, who goes wide now to Tuthill. Tuthill short to Harper. It's where they launch their attacks from half back to the Blues. Harper's beautiful kick towards Morris. Attacking side of the wing. Says to settle things down a bit. Now he takes off from the mark. Kick, shallow entry inside 50. Hines is there. It's punched away. Josiah Burling, who's been quiet, gets it to Riley, his opposition player. He's tackled by his teammates and opponents to the ground. And it'll be a ball up at 35 out.
Half time in the AFL Foz. Low scoring affair, 3-7 apiece. So 25 plus 25. Bulldogs and the Crows locked up at half time.
Interesting, the Crows are probably above expectations this season at the moment.
No doubt about that.
There's Riley. Now is he holding the ball there? Blues players wanted it. It's interesting since half time. At half time, there's been 4 behinds to Clarence, 1 goal straight to Launceston. So it's only that 2 points differential.
Yeah, at the moment, that boxing sort of analogy that Chris mentioned at half time, no one really wanted to throw that knockout punch just yet.
Little kick comes forward. It might just stay in play. No, out of bounds on the full. Free kick, Ryan Tootle. Play on, says Tom McEntee. It's inside 50. Riley hovering. Can't take the mark. Taking the tackle is Jared Harper by Riley. And just the knee out for Dylan Riley. Been a tough game of footy.
Has he played every game so far this year, Rob, Dylan Riley?
No, he. I think he missed the first week and came back in the D-League, I think, in the second
2 in the
week.
D-League, yeah.
2 in the D-League.
Meanwhile, that man has the football. He's taken down by 3 tacklers. One of those was Swinton. 30 metres out from goal, Dylan Riley. No easy goals out there for him this afternoon. He's been beset upon every time he's taken that football. The Roos know they need to tighten up, and they're doing that at the moment. Green thumped it forward 15 metres, landed in the hands of Rainbird. He went quickly around the body to no real advantage, and as a result, 4 players converge on the football. Ball up 60 metres out from the Launceston goal.
The next couple of minutes are just critical, I think, guys. Clarence really need to crib a couple back here.
Approaching time on, 18 minutes gone, third term. Blues enjoy a 20-point margin. They've led this contest since early in the second term. Clarence did the early running, kicked the first 2 goals this afternoon if you have just joined us. They've certainly not been outdone. Probably just lack some polish going forward at the moment, the Roos. Ball still going nowhere. 55 out from the boys' goal. We'll have probably our 4th consecutive ball up. A lot of players around this contest. Green and McCormack. The latter won that down. To no real advantage though. Coming up with the football is Gillow. He was absolutely dumped in a tackle. Umpire says holding the ball. Well, he was looking for an opportunity just to break that play up. And a heavy tackle made by Harper. Sees him get the football. Centre half back Jared Harper goes very short to Wiley. Just working his way into the game in this third term. Wiley probably had 4 or 5 touches. Goes short to the ruckman. This is Green. Still on half back for the Roos. He's going to go very short again. Back to Wiley. He can go to Swinton across the ground. Gives up 10 metres. So 40 metres out from goal Swinton. He goes short as well. Out of side. Lands with Tremaine. His neat ball up the line finds Norton. So chip kick style of football here from the Roos. Maintaining possession. Back to Swinton. He's on the half back flank. Swinton, 60 metres out from his defensive goal, 20 metres in from the boundary. He goes very short. Just short of Rainbird, couldn't take it, and they've turned it over here, the Roos. No, they get the football back, but the boundary beats them all. Norton takes it, not before. Football is over the line, will be thrown in half-forward flank for Launceston out of side.
They would have had 10 possessions there, I reckon, and they turned the footy over.
They threatened to go forward, Rob, but just couldn't in the end.
20 points the margin. We'll get down to Chris at the next stoppage. He just took news on James Beerley. It's in dispute here. Half forward for Launceston. And we've got a ball up down to you, Chris. What's the news?
Yeah, Beerley came off a bit dazed and confused. I think that was all. The trainer gave him like a concussion test, if I was to judge that right, on the bench here. But Beerley's all right. He's up, moving around, warming up. Also, Keegan Ryan, his right knee is giving him trouble, but he's waiting for the bandage to go back on, so he should be all right.
Okay, thanks, Chris. Couple of injury worries there. As it's coming out now for a chance for Jonty Doran. He takes it at half-back. Takes a bounce, goes a bit diagonally, but eventually kicks towards half-forward. Lucks a fortune, falls to Jack Preshaw, to Ollie Preshaw. Sweats on a handball to somebody, and that somebody is Trent Hope. Oh, a little bit of skill there. Sells the dummy, Trent Hope to Garland. He marks, thinks about playing on. Oh dear, but he's going to go back now for the set shot. He comes around now, Garland, sets it out right. It's a goal. Just inside the right goal post. A goal to Garland, an important goal in this contest. And it's back to 14-point margin as Colin Garland kicks his second for the afternoon.
Yeah, just to say that was critical is an understatement. But just a point I want to make, guys. We talked at the start of the game, and Dave, you made that really critical point that the Clarence coach said he wants them to play their style of game. He wasn't going to run tags on people. One of the things I think that you've got to do if you're going to beat this Launceston side is you've got to take away, their one-wood. Their intercept game is critical to how Launceston play the game. So, flashback to the AFL. Remember when the West Coast had that really, really good intercept game? Sides would play them on the ground. They'd run and carry. What we're seeing Clarence kick it straight to guys like Alec Wright.
Here's Luke Rabarchik for City Park Radio Sport. The margin's 14 points the Bulls' way.
Play back underway. Rainbird on the ground laying a good tackle. He's rewarded. I think that was Harper. Might have been Boyd that he took down. Joby Harper's had a quiet afternoon. Roos go inside 450 once more. Unable to take the mark. At the back, Blues come up with the football. Right, dangerous ball. Intercept mark Preshaw, 50 out from goal. Roos making a charge here. Ollie Preshaw, he'll have the aid of a slight breeze, but I think the distance will be beyond him. He'll kick from beyond 50.
He had that shot in the second quarter, didn't he, Barch? Didn't quite make the distance, but he does have the breeze.
Slightly into the breeze, but gee, it's not strong. I think that would really minimal impact, I would have thought, from up here. Polferman stands to mark. He's 48.5 metres out from goal, directly in front. Backing himself in pretty short. Looks confident. Kicks from 51. High drop punt on its way. Had the distance comfortably in the end, just off line to the far side, one behind. So they've been inaccurate this quarter, the Roos. They went to half-time 5-3. They are now, 6-8, so 1-5 for the quarter. Launceston have been very accurate there, 9-3-57, 13-point margin.
Inside 50s, 13-8 so far this quarter to Clarence. And one of the 50, no, was taking the mark there was Smith. He leans back and a kick up the wing. Beautiful hands there from Zach Morris out in front. Plays on straight away here looking for Seymour. Lovely weighted kick. And Fletcher Seymour takes it. Left half forward, short kick to Hupper, leads out and presents and takes it. It's a great movement of the footy here from the Blues. It's their trademark. And he finds Morris here to see. Oh, Morris one hand. Couldn't take the second grab. Thurlow's tackled. Back to right, this way, that away. Slams with the left foot. Hines front position, up against Fisher. Off hands, Taylor. He's got a little handball to Burley. Now to Polfreeman, swings for goal. And hits the post.
They had numbers there, Rock, that contest. I don't know where the Roos were. They're at 5 Blues to 3 Clarence players.
Their defence, in terms of marking up inside 50, that was atrocious. There was just Launceston guys everywhere, wasn't there?
Boyd takes the kick in. Intercept mark. Comes back inside. Good looking kick to the hot spot, 30 out from goal. Wide open on the spot. He was taken down. And that is the end of the third quarter. Only a short quarter, 24 minutes, so that crept up on us. And 3-quarter time at Windsor Park. We've got a contest on our hands. It is Launceston 9-4-58. They have a 14-point lead over Clarence 6-8-44. What was a tight third quarter of footy, Rock?
Yeah, it certainly was. And you made the point during the play call. Clarence were wasteful with some of those opportunities they had. I mean, there certainly were a couple of makeable goals. And then imagine if they'd have converted those. Like, that would have seriously been a... we'd be going in maybe all square.
Well, I only had one goal to the Blues that quarter, and that was in the first minute. So they basically kept the Blues goalless for 23 minutes of footy, but they only managed the one goal themselves in that time.
And I think a big part of that, I mean, you've got to give credit there to Clarence's defence, but I don't know what... I'd be interested in your thoughts, guys. Launceston didn't look as clean going in. It was pretty scratchy, wasn't it? Pretty scrubby sort of stuff.
Yeah, certainly. I think they managed to get some numbers back, and not a lot of space in that forward line, Rob. So interesting to see what we get in the final quarter.
Goal kicks, have we done those bad?
No, we haven't.
No.
So Jake Hines, he's the leading forward on the ground. He's kicked 4 goals. For the Blues, single goal kickers then Bailey, Gillow, Thermo, Morris, Tyrrell and Seymour all have singles. Garland for the Roos, he's their only multiple goal scorer, kicking second in that quarter. Their only goal for the third term. And then singles to Green, Harper, Rainbird kicked the first of the afternoon, and Lockie Borsboon.
Thanks, Barch. It's at KG5. It's Tigers 12-12-84, getting away a bit now from Glenorchy 3-5-23. We'll take a break here on City Park Radio. When we come back, we'll have a look at the stats and hear from Chris on the boundary. Back in a moment.
When it comes to your home or your local business, Elgas is the smart choice. Make the switch and be rewarded with $80 in LPG account credits when you sign up. Whether it's cooking, hot water or heating, Elgas has got you covered. For $80 in LPG account credits, visit the website elgas.com.au, download the Elgas app or give us a call on 131 161. Elgas. Local, safe and reliable.
A sponsor of City Park Radio.
You like your music fresh? Keep up to date with music of today with New Brew. From rock to hip-hop, electronic to folk, blues to independent.
Great music from emerging and established artists, including a tasty helping of Australian and Tasmanian music.
Take a journey of discovery and expand your musical horizon with New Brew.
Every Tuesday evening from 8 on City Park Radio.
Barracks Music is proud to support music in Tasmania in many forms. In fact, we've been supporting music in our community for decades. We value music participation in Tassie, so we can help you get started with expert advice on hand. With a wide range of instruments in stock, plus great learning resources and interest-free purchase plans, we can help you discover the music in you. Call into Barrett's at 104 George Street, Launceston, or phone 6331 9355. Barrett's Music, a sponsor of City Park Radio.
Radio is available on many platforms, and podcasting is one of them.
City Park Radio has established a community podcast corner so individuals and groups can use our quality studio to record their very own podcast series.
Whether you're a group of good friends, a club, or a professional looking for facilities, City Park Radio can help you.
Contact the station on 6334 3344 and we'll get the information to you.
Putting the community into radio. City Park Radio.
This sports broadcast is brought to you by Elgas. For all your LPG needs, talk to the locals with knowledge. Elgas, call 13 11 61, a sponsor of City Park Radio.
Welcome back to Windsor Park with Dave Moore, Dave Gruber, Rob Soward, Luke Grabarczyk and Chris Sayer. And we're covering the Launceston versus Clarence game. It's a real contest. We've had a few blowouts here at Windsor Park this year, but certainly this afternoon, it's all to play for this last quarter. The margin just 14 points. Clarence 6-8-44, and the Blues are 9-4-58. Dave Gruber's stats. Hit-outs to three-quarter time. Launceston 36 to Clarence 25. 8-6, the Blues won that quarter. Clearances, Clarence on top there, 21-15. Inside 50s, Clarence 32, Launceston 30. So 13-10 in that quarter. So 13 entries there to Clarence for just the one goal. Disappointing for them. Marks inside 50, and this is one where we rarely see the Blues are behind in the game. And today, there's been 8 marks inside 50 for Clarence, only 4 for the Blues, including none in that quarter. And free kicks, Clarence 20 to Launceston 15. Some of the individual stats, Barch.
Yes, much you see, we've called him out all afternoon as the dominant ball winner on the ground. A little bit quieter in that term, only the 3, so he's had 22 to three-quarter time, 12 kicks and the 10 handballs. Alec Wright, fascinating. He's had 16, 8 marks, I dare say, the majority of those were intercepts, but he's had 16 disposals, not one handball. 16 kicks, does not handball the football. Brody Polferman, he's had 16, as has Morris, and Boyd's had 15.
The marks there, we took that off air, a couple of those marks stats there. Like I think we had Wright and Boyd with big mark totals.
Yes, so 8 for Wright. Morris has had 8 and Boyd's had 9.
Yeah.
So those players playing behind the football have been dominant.
What about Joby Harper? What's his stats look like? We think he might be carrying an injury, maybe?
Yes, let's find him certainly. He's got a little bit busier. He's had the 12 now.
Yeah.
So 3, 5 and then 4 in that third term. So he's working through it, but obviously quite by his standards with the 12.
And Keegan Wiley, about a quarter?
Got a little bit busier. He had 5 in that term, so 5 to half time. He's had 10 now for the game.
Okay, we'll get down now to Chris, who's been out to the three-quarter time huddles.
Yes, I was out at Launceston, and Mick Thorpe actually put some praise onto Joby Harper. So he thought he had a good third quarter there, so that's interesting. Again, just those are little things that's going to win this game because they really respect Clarence. They know they're up for a hard fight, and I think he's put Mick Thorpe has put Woolley onto Garland. So just have a look at that, see if that was how I read the magnet board.
Okay. Have a look at that. I think Ryan Tyrrell might be lining up in the moment. We'll see what happens there.
Tyrrell's in the pocket that I saw.
Okay. Right.
So here we go.
Thank you, Chris. Last quarter action here at Windsor Park. Here's Barch.
We said at half-time, same at three-quarter time. First 5 minutes of this quarter are critical. Polferman, first takeaway for the Blues. Just sends a high mongrel towards half forward. Morris tracks the football back, gathers it now nicely inside the line, feeds it back to Polferman. Look to work it back to Morris, but ignored. That one himself with a drop punt inside forward 50. Coming up strongly was Thermo. Dropped the chest mark. Spills to Musica. Left football from Michael Musica is just across the face. Won't get there. Arriving was Paprotny, and he ushers the football over the boundary line 10 metres around from his defensive goal.
I just had a look in the back half there after those comments from the boundary line guys, and Alec Wright ended up going to him. So that'll be interesting because might take away Wright's ability to play that intercept game.
Needs to lift your field goal, and if the Roos are to win, probably needs to kick a goal or two in this final term. Here's Green doing his own roving from the ruck contest, kicks up towards half-back. Tuttle took the ball, go to Blackberry. Relatively quiet afternoon by his standards. Blackberry, he goes to the top of the square. Over the back was Thermo, couldn't complete the mark. Ball at ground level. Near the boundary line, near the behind post, and I think it's probably going to be across the line now. We'll have it thrown in 1 metre from the behind post. Blues in attack. Opening minute of this final term. 14-point margin to the home side. Being challenged here by Clarence. Ball is thrown in now. Neither ruck really got an advantage. Comes towards Paprotny. He was bundled off the football. Got his kick away though. Up towards Holmes. He's beaten for it by Tuthill. Comes back inside with a right foot kick, looking for Seymour. Couldn't complete the mark. Spills now to Holmes. Goes to pre-short. Now Borsboom has it inside the boundary line. Kick up the line, looking for Norton. Contest came from Hines. That was Jaden. Comes to Smith at the back. He goes inside. Neat ball for Taylor. Marks it on the chest. Point of the centre square. Brendan Taylor. Whistle is gone. There's a couple of players down behind.
Yeah, I was just watching that bit of friendly fire.
Close your heads,
yeah.
maybe, Rob. Jay Blackberry's holding his head, and I can't see the other part at the moment.
Oh, bit of friendly fire there. They ran into each other in that contest, and neither of them moved for a short period of time. So
Blackberry's on his feet now. He's walking away, so he looks to be okay for the time being. But you would have to think concussion protocols for probably both those players.
Yeah, music would be the one I'd be more worried about.
The players coming off.
So the football is going to be, this is interesting, it's going to be, no, it is going to Taylor. Yes, Taylor's going to take care of the foot. The umpire was going to throw it up the way he was gesturing for a moment, but he hands it back to Taylor now. So he has it, attacking point of the centre square. Final term, Windsor Park, drop punt inside forward 50. Big pack of players, and taking a nice mark at the back is that man Harper.
No.
Free kick paid. Must have been a push out.
Free kick. That might be Trent Hope back there. Those long sleeve boys are a bit the same. As Jake Smith now kicks inside 50 straight away. Mark over the back to Josiah Burling. No, is there a free kick again?
Not this time.
Not this time. In fact, it is a free kick, but it's going to Jake Hines. In the contest before it hit the chest there of Josiah Burling. So Hines has kicked the 4 goals.
This will make it tough, Oz. This will take, 20 points if he kicks this.
1 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third. And as Bart said, this will make it tough. Jake Hines for the City end has kicked the goal. That's 5 for Jake Hines here this afternoon at Windsor Park. Fantastic effort. And that's a crucial first goal of the last quarter. 10-4-64 the Blues. Clarence 6-8-44.
The thing that worries you too with this is obviously Hines has been the dominant goal scorer on the ground, but I guess I'm a bit of a law of averages man in that, you know, you look at Riley hasn't kicked a goal, Musica hasn't kicked a goal, Burling hasn't kicked a goal. You know, can you keep those guys quiet for the rest of the quarter? Well, I don't think you can. I think they have the talent to crop up and hurt you. So 5 goals is a hell of a margin.
And it shows you too that those players haven't contributed a lot, but they're still in front by 20 points.
That's right.
But the other concerning factor for the Roos is they kicked the first 2 goals in the first 10 minutes, and they've kicked 4 for the next 3 quarters. So they now need to kick at least 4 goals to win this game. So they have to get busy. Ball's thrown up in the middle. We'll have a secondary restart. Went nowhere from the initial ball up.
Right, still standing Garland as well.
So here's Green. He rises high. Won it down looking for Harper. Seymour alongside him. Harper does well. Collects the football. Fed it back to Swinton. Free kick's been picked out. Swinton wants to take the advantage. Umpire says, no, you'll have to come back. So Harper was taken high after he got rid of the football. He'll have a free kick just behind the centre for the Roos. Jared Harper has an option on short. That's Ryan. Kick doesn't get there. Smith came in and punched it away. Taken by Taylor. He fed out looking for Pulfreman. He's got some work to do. He's opposed to Norton. Norton overran the football. Came back to Pulfreman. Handballed over the top to Harper. He goes to the run of Taylor.
Free kick to Clarence.
Tempers flaring a little bit here.
Off the ball there. It's going to come back to Baxter Norton.
So they were away there, the Blues. Would have gone inside 50. But Norton has it half back and he goes short. And that's measured to Green.
Sammy Green. Handballs to Borsboom at close quarters. 45 kick now to Paprotny in the centre square. He kicks it over the top. They got a chance to go here through Karen Howlett. Little kick. It's the 50 James Holmes. Thinks about the handball to Borsboom who was going past. He's going to settle back now for a kick. Probably too far out to score James Holmes. Kicks it low to the pocket looking for Garland. Hits him on the chest. Great kick James Holmes. Pinpointed Garland. 45 spearing pass. And a chance now for Garland. We're right behind this one. So now he's going to go shorter. He's got a couple of options. And one of those is Lockie Borsboom.
He's going to be pulled back on the mark there, I think, by McGill. He's just crept a metre or two, which at that distance is a good job for his team, really.
A slight breeze. Hasn't been much all day. He's already kicked a goal. is Lockie Borsboom. Handy cricketer as well. In he comes. Kicks for goal. It's fading to the right. So behind there to Clarence. 1 goal 6 since half time. 6-9-45 to 10-4-64. 19 points is the margin. Comes out to Seymour. Top possession winner on the ground. Far too much space, says Alec Wright. Takes his 9th mark for the afternoon. Kicks to half forward. Morris gets rid of his opponents in the contest. Good spoil from behind though by Bealey. He's back on. Bealey handball to Norton. Sweeping handball out of Borsboom. He's got options. One of those there is Keegan Ryan. Couldn't quite take the mark. This is taken by Polferman. The handball from Wright to half forward. Plenty of numbers back there. Clarence. Backs to Norton. Dinky little sideways kick. Gets it to Borsboom.
Bought himself some time to Borsboom. Kick up looking for Preshaw. Did the hard work. Got his hands to football. Couldn't complete the mark. Goes over the boundary line. In front of our broadcast position here. Centre wing. Roos into attack. You just wondered minutes ago, Rob, maybe if Garland could have had that shot. You know, Borsboom kicked from 50 really.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing. I mean, you know, a leader like that, you
just go back and have the shot. Anyhow, Harper has the football now. Centre wing, inside out ball, looking for Dylan Riley. Was pushed off the football by Wiley. Well weighted handball over the top, finds Morris. Morris runs into an open goal, and that could win the football game. Zach Morris has the goal. He's kicked 2 for the afternoon. What have we got now? 25-point margin. Launceston 11-470, leading Clarence 6-9-45.
Cream rises to the top, as they say, doesn't it? And that was just classic Launceston there. Just run and run and run, and then you get a guy like Morris who just runs into space and just a really clever player. I think you called him, Dave, in the contest. He got rid of his opponent in the earlier passage of play. But just reward for effort there, prepared to run and kick a good goal.
Round the grounds, TSL, Tigers 15-14-104, League Glenorchy 3-5-23, AFL Barge.
Fascinating game underway there. We're 5 minutes into the third term. Bulldogs have not kicked a goal for over a quarter of football. Crows led it by 1 strike kick, 6 points.
Back in the middle of Windsor Park. Crucial contest here. They need a goal quickly to Clarence. Green's pushed off his kick illegally, says the umpire. Might be downfield or might come back to where the kick was taken. Yep. 5 fellows. Here's it back. And Sam Green next to the centre circles. I need to go pretty directly. Get down to Chris, the next stoppage, with some news about a couple of Blues players. Up towards half forward, and Musica takes them up. And that's one of the players that Chris has got a bit of info on. As Musica kicks the wing. Once again, a lot of space here for Morris. Mozza is the call. Has to play on now. Has a short outlet there in Bailey Gillow. Marks on the wing. Just inside the boundary line. The lead-up player is Seymour. Telegraphs the handball now to Morris, who's got some time and space. Kicks deep inside 50. Oh, big players flying for the mark there. Swinton's back there, takes the ball. Tries to get it to Bealey. Now Harper tries to fashion a shot and goal and can't. And the ball was wrestled over the boundary line. Chris, quickly, what do you got for us down there?
Yes, both Blackberry and Music are involved in that head clash, but they're both okay. Music is back on the ground. Blackberry's about to go on.
Thanks, Chris.
Clarence need to get moving. They're 25 points behind. 10 minutes gone final term. Ball is thrown in alongside. Launceston's attacking behind post. Comes to the front of the contest. Launceston on the ball and Seymour. Seymour runs to the top of the square and puts it through. Blues, 31-point lead, and they are running away with this game. They've been challenged, but the Premiers will come away on top, it looks, at this stage. He's kicked a couple, Seymour. Not trying to anticipate your votes at all, Rob, but 2 goals and 25-odd touches will be hard to beat for the 3.
Yeah, it will be. It really will be. But it's reminiscent, isn't it, of that little patch you'd remember in the grand final where it was a bit of an arm wrestle all day last year and they got over north. You know, they just got off the leash and kicked 2 or 3 quick ones. This game probably wasn't in the balance as close as that, but they just have that ability, don't they? They just have that ability just to break games open.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that the key difference for the two sides for me has been the efficiency inside forward 50.
Yeah,
the Roos go forward one end and then the Blues go forward and they just go bang.
Green wins the hit out. Tries to get it to Jack Preshaw. Sharked over by Jackson Thurlow. Kicks a torp inside 50. Which way will it bounce? Bounces towards the boundary line. And now clears that boundary line. Earlier today, the Devils went down to Sandringham, 140 to 68. And Tigers right on top of Glenorchy at the moment. Bart searches for an update there at the AFL. Still 31 to 25.
7 points, Crows.
7 points. Boundary throw in. Another chance for the Blues. They're starting to run away with this contest. Bealey tackled from behind by Harper. No price as the umpire. Ball up.
Bulldogs lose that game will be a big story.
Absolutely. And Crows, yeah, they're the surprise packet. A bit like St Kilda and a couple other teams this year. Will come out of the blue a little bit. Green wins the tap. Bealey. Back to Keegan Ryan. Now to Tremaine. Kicks high here looking for Wiley right against the boundary line. They've gained some distance. They'll be happy with that, Clarence. Out of bounds. Next week, City Park Radio Sport. We're at Utah Stadium. 1 o'clock start there. 5 to 1 the coverage. North Launceston versus North Hobart. Should be an interesting contest. Of course, the Demons play on Anzac Day against Lauderdale. Should be an interesting game too. Got a shepherding free kick from the ruck contest. It's going to come back to the Blues to Tina McCormack. Against Sam Green. A lot of players calling out for the ball. It goes deep. Looking for Morris. Clears him. Spills over for a behind. 12-5-77 Launceston. Clarence 6-9-45. We've been playing at 12 and a half minutes into the last quarter.
Important for the Roos, they're not blown away here. They've worked too hard for 3 quarters to let this blow out, but at 32 points, that's now in danger of happening. This kick up the middle, misses the target. Mopping up those for Protny. Got up towards Holmes, but the throw has been picked out here. It was a sharp set of hands. Umpire said a little bit too sharp. So the free kick will go the way of the Blues. Handball given off to the running Thurlow. He goes bang from 45, and he puts it through Thurlow. And the Blues are putting an exclamation mark on this game now. He's kicked a couple for the afternoon, and it's a 38-point margin.
And I made the point, I think, at the start of the last quarter when we were basically setting the scene for what was going to happen. I talked about Launceston have got guys that can just pop up. If you were sitting here, you'd say Jackson Thurlow, probably a quieter game today from what we've seen from him. He's cropped up and kicked 2 goals. So they've got those dangerous guys, haven't they?
Contributors all over the ground, and that's what makes them such a good team, Rob, as you say.
We know they're a great last quarter side. They're very fit, Launceston. That's been the hallmark of those 2 premiership years. So they're not going to stop running.
Clarence need to get going now. They're being blown out of the water a little bit here in this final term. Preshaw into the ruck, won it down. Harper tracked it back, only as far as Barwick. He's had a quiet afternoon. Coming through the middle now was Preshaw. Goes up towards Garland, but he's been 2-on-1 a lot this afternoon and getting across his Boyd, and sense the frustration on Garland's face.
11 marks for Jacob Boyd.
He's been terrific contributor.
Takes it at half-back. Play on now, says the umpire. Kicks long to the West Tamar Highway side of the ground. Here's the contest. Forster Morris has been great today. Back to Blackberry. Up the wing. Taylor Reese takes a nice mark against Paprotny. Gets the hands free. Gets it to Paul Freeman. Takes a bounce. Has runners. One of those is Dylan Riley. He steams in towards goal. Takes a bounce over the top. And straight to Jake Hines, who kicks his 6th goal. Easy as you like, Launceston. End to end, coast to coast. And they score another easy goal. And they're running away with the contest here now at Windsor Park. 14-5-89 to 6-9 at 45.
That's where that fitness element that you've talked about is just critical. I mean, they're just running on top of the ground at the moment. Launceston, they're like a fine wine. They're getting better as the game goes on, whereas Clarence have just stopped. I mean, you talked earlier about spending the petrol tickets. I think that they've certainly thrown everything at Launceston, but as good sides do, they just get away from you and they just drop the accelerator.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by Elgas for your LPG needs statewide. Talk to the locals with knowledge. Phone 131 161. Luke Rabarchik for City Park Radio Sport.
5 goals in this final term. The Blues been dominant. They were challenged early, but like a quality side that they have left no mistake this afternoon. Who has been the better team? Launceston, top of the ladder. They'll go to 5 and zip. Meanwhile, Clarence, they'll have to contend with being 2-2 after 4 games. So, despite a promising sign, 2-2, not seeing the world on fire. I guess had a slightly tougher draw, you'd say, in there, but they've got some work to do. Play to restart again. Still inside the centre circles. Preshaw rose high. He won it down decisively. Getting back onto the ball, though, was Seymour. Had some run from Thurlow. He goes up towards half forward, looking for Morris. Does it nicely at ground level. Gets around onto the right foot and goes up the line, but it's out of play on the full, in fact. And Clarence will come away from half back. Just behind the wing, out of side. Tiring here, the Roos. Need to find something, need to run this game out and give themselves something to take away for next week. Kick down the line, half volley, couldn't be taken cleanly. A lot of plays around this ball now. Coming out of it in was Harper. His handball really went nowhere. Laying a heavy tackle is Burling. Tremaine's there as well. In front of the interchange gates, out of side. 17 minutes gone, final term at Windsor Park. Launceston with a commanding lead now. Challenge for 3 quarters.
Only 2 inside 50s this quarter for Clarence.
Yeah, they've slowed right down, haven't they? Green's battled hard. Rose high again in the ruck there. Players one holding the ball. Umpire says nothing doing. Have another stoppage out of side.
See if I can get it out of here, Bouch, as it's right in front of the Launceston dugout. Yeah, 5 goals to zip this quarter.
Goal to the Bulldogs, 3-point margin, AFL.
Okay, so tightening up there. No doubt about that. Now we've got a free kick. It's going to go the Blues' way. They've got a few free kicks this quarter. 4-2. Getting up for the contest here is Harper.
Umpiring's been very good, I think, Foz.
Yeah, it has. Harper's lifted since half-time. An influential player. And a nice mark there in front. Is that Josiah Burling? That is indeed. So Josiah Burling takes it. Will kick probably just outside the paint of 50, 45-degree angle. He's going to have a crack. He's a youngster. Quieter than usual today, but as we've said, they've got so many players that can pop up and contribute.
If you had to look at the difference of the two sides, they haven't had that Alec Wright, have they?
No.
Sort of half back.
That's right. Keegan Wiley can play that role. He was quiet though in that first half. Josiah Burling, close to the man on the mark. And it might have affected the kick as it's drifted out of bounds on the full.
Just to pick that point up you just made, Barch, we talked before the game about Launceston leading the league in intercept marks. Clarence ranked 6th. So very obvious difference, isn't there?
Yeah, and really probably just a personnel thing, maybe looking at the composition of that back line. Not blessed with that sort of height and mobility that an Alec Wright has and a Woolley have at their disposal for Launceston. Dylan Riley's cut this ball off and he's got inside with a neat looking pass. And I think that's Fletcher Seymour was taking a mark on a lead, 45 out from goal.
It's giving me some nightmares, these votes, I'll tell you.
He's kicked 2. He's looking for his 3rd. He'll kick from 50, almost identical spot to where Burling kicked from a couple of minutes ago. Kicks from 49 metres, in fact, Kicks to the top of the square, off hands, out of bounds. So they'll have another crack at this here, the Blues. Ball will be thrown in a couple of metres around from their goal. They enjoy a 44-point margin. And it's amazing to think that they have now just about doubled the score of the Roos. 89 plays 45, despite it being a tight contest for most of this afternoon. Ball was thrown in, high throw-in to the top of the square for the Blues. Green got a hand to it, couldn't direct it down to a teammate. Coming through was Musica. He found some space where there was none. Left foot kick is offline though, well offline in fact, and out of bounds on the full. Clarence will have an opportunity to clear from their defensive half. It's lived in this half for most of this quarter, really, the football. Inside 50s, Foz.
10-2.
10-2.
There's that out.
What can they muster here, the Roos? Nearing time on. In fact, we are now into time on, final term. 20 minutes gone. Long ball out defence from Wiley. High flyers required. No one could take a mark. Umpire's picked out a free kick. We'll go to the low Launceston. And we'll go to that man, Alec Wright. He's had a great afternoon. He's brought back around onto his mark. Plays on now, runs 5 metres, sends a long ball, 20 metres out from goal. High fly came, no mark taken, spoiled away. Tracking it back there is Riley. First to arrive, 50 metres out from goal, looks inboard, gives up a little bit of ground, goes back to Thurlow, who's marked at 60 metres from home. Jackson Thurlow, crowded forward, 50 to go to. Leeds present now. He's ignored everything, presenting up. Goes long to the top of the square. Who can take a pack mark? Musica rose high. Couldn't get his hands on in the end. In the end, it's just hacked out of there by Tremaine. Kick. He's taken in the end. A good mark. Saywood is. He'll go from half back.
Yeah, Saywood and Tremaine. 2 youngsters there for Clarence combining. Towards the wing, Ollie Preshaw's got it. Here's a chance now for Clarence. Jonty Doran just kicks it towards the forward 50. The problem is there's about 5 Launceston players with nobody anywhere near them. So Jamison House gets it to Josh Woolley, over the top to Smith, to Thurlow. Here they go to Boyd, by hand. Gets it back to Tuthill. They have to stop and prop for a moment. Well, that's not a great handball. Puts Tina McCormack under pressure. Turnover, Saywood, Jack Preshaw. Handball's a tough one for Baxter Norton. Oh, now he's tackled. He's gone. He just took too long. In fairness, the handball to him wasn't great. He had to stop and wait.
Doesn't help when you've got no one to kick to either, folks.
Yeah, the moment was gone. Well, here we go now. As Gillow gets it away to Woolley. Woolley deep inside 50. Hines takes a mark and will line up for goal number 7 here at Windsor Park. So the Blues took advantage there as Clarence just mucked it up there at half forward.
You can just see the run now from behind for the boys. Whenever they get a possession, it's run from behind.
Jake Hines, he shouldn't miss this one. He's 25 out directly in front on the left foot. Kicking to the town end. And he has missed. There you go.
Slammed it into the woodwork, kicking for 7, Hines. We'll have to settle with 6 at the moment. Ball's put back into play in the arms of Borsboom now. 45-point margin. Harper to 5 from behind. Alec Wright camped in front, made to earn it. Could have almost got 50 in the end. Umpire said no. So Alec Wright.
10 goal last quarter at KG5. Tigers 131, lead Glenorchy 23.
Racked up disposals off half-back this afternoon, Alec Wright. His 2 kicks from goal. Sends a long, high ball. Will land 25 metres out from goal. Players contest at the top of the square. Ends up there with Trent Hope. He went short. Good mark taken in the end, and the Roos will come away. Kick finds Harper. Presents it half-back. Marks in front of Boyd. Still nothing really to go to down the line. Comes with a centering ball. That's a good one to Saywood. He goes across the ground now, and maybe here's something for the Roos. But Protny tracking it back. Goes up the line. Good ball looking for Howlett. Takes a nice mark in the hands. Can come inside to Norton. Does that now. Norton. 90 from home. Just loops a little ball over the top to Barwood. 60 now from home. Tucked up against the boundary line. Comes inside. Spearing ball for Garland. Over the back. That man again, Wright, has it. Just found its way to Alec Wright. And he sends a little chipping ball to half-back to Tuthill.
Tuthill picks up the wing. It's spoiled there laid by Clarence. Tested ball. Seymour's got it. He's met in a tackle. They get it out now to Burling. He's kick up the wing, tries to find a teammate. James Holmes does pretty well. In front of his own dugout there. Sees the ball out of bounds.
Just to pick that point up we've been talking about the intercept defenders. You've got guys like Boyd, Woolley and Wright that back in the day would have been key position players in that 186 to 193 sort of centimetre height. You just can't match them up.
Baxter Norton. Fumbles slightly. Taken by Swinton. Now ball's towards the boundary. He'll be happy to see it over.
Yeah, and I've seen Colin Garland get a bit frustrated a few times today, Rob, because those players have been allowed to double back and double team Garland. It's obviously critical that their opponents are presenting and getting dangerous, which I guess they haven't done often enough.
Yeah, that's right. It's been certainly something that they've got to go away and think about Clarence for the next time they find Launceston in their path.
Musica takes it from the ruck contest. Bouncing ball. It's kicked out of mid-air by a Launceston player there towards half forward. Here's their chance with it dangerous. Hines taps it to Riley. Over the top to Harper. Don't argue. And then kicks the goal. Easy as you like there, the Blues. Kicked their 15th. 15-6, 96. To Clarence, 6-9, 45.
Yeah, it's a big margin now. What are we? 51 points. Virtually a 10-goal game. Hard to imagine.
That was just a strength goal, Rob, wasn't it?
It was.
It's just bullying your opponent's strength.
Yeah, and that's
breaking tackles.
Joby Harper is there. That's his game, isn't it? He's just that big, strong ball, and he's been quieter today, which has made me wonder if he's not carrying a bit of a niggle. But look, that's just class, as you say. Big, don't argue, and finishes it off beautifully for the Blues.
Dying minutes here of this game. 26 minutes gone final term. Launceston enjoying a strong margin. Been a 4-quarter effort from them. Here's McCormack from behind the centre circles. Just floats the ball up towards half forward. Morris has been most impressive all afternoon. He's marked at 55 from home. Ignored Seymour. Just a little bit early in running by for the handball. Goes looking for Hines in the pocket again. didn't quite get to the fall of the ball. Ball was over the boundary line, 25 round from the Blues goal. Kick 6 this afternoon, Jake Hines. Been one of the more dangerous players on the ground. Spent virtually his time exclusively forward, Rob.
Yeah, I'm really interested in that one. I mean, he's a guy we often see up around the middle of the ground, so interesting look from the coach today.
Turn forward, that was Dylan Riley up in that ruck contest, double-handed it forward to the front of the pack. Roos have the numbers though, hurried left foot ball, comes out defence, and they can clear it. Handball back into danger though, after a little bit of trouble. They're working overtime here, the Launceston team, to keep this in the zone, and they'll do that. They've done well.
14-4 the inside 50s last quarter, Barge. And that stat was nearly level at three-quarter time.
I think the Roos even led it, in fact.
Yeah.
I think by 2 it might have been 32 to 30 at three-quarter time. So, yeah, no doubt that Launceston have dominated this final turn. Whistle gone, holding the ball decision, and it will go the way of Clarence. Looking at that.
Spot on, Barch. It was 32 to 30 the Roos way, inside 50s at three-quarter time.
Well, you know, I take note of Dave.
Yeah, you
stats.
do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He doesn't miss. He needs a headset, I reckon. We need to organise one for him, Barch.
I'm not even going to comment. Anyhow, here's Ryan from half-back, and he goes short and finds Norton.
Norton, who's worked hard today. Caught with the ball a couple of times, but been pretty prominent. Switch kick. Beautiful one looking for Fisher.
He's been a bit quieter for us against North Launceston. He was very busy a couple of weeks ago.
Liam Howard, not a great handball. Turnover. Does lay the tackle there on Palfreyman to try and atone. Slow to get up, Howard. Now it's with Taylor. He swung in the tackle. Oh, does it well though. Gets it to Palfreyman. Palfreyman, long handball now towards Thurlow. Kicks for goal to Thurlow, and he kicks his third. And that's their 7th goal of the last quarter. Domination here by the Blues in this contest in stanza number 4. And 3 goals to Jackson Thurlow.
Just a great team goal, that one. Just a hard work around the footy. But just one thing I want to quickly highlight. Throughout the game, you both highlighted how well the game's been umpired. I just want to highlight something that just happened there. Umpire blows a whistle, you know, and just at that moment, I think it was Jay Blackberry kicked the ball forward. Trigger-happy umpire might just go, that's 50. A lot of common sense. You could see it was right on the when he blew the whistle. Just played the free kick, you know, as it should have been played. So just really sensible. Quality's been great, very consistent, and it's terrific to see, isn't it?
When you see it done well, you think it's not a hard game to umpire, Rob, sometimes. And that's what they've made it look like this afternoon. Here's Harper. He's taken high. Whistle goes, free kick to Harper. Behind the centre circles. He's battled hard all afternoon, the skipper. So Musica came in, applied a little bit of pressure, forced him to go wide to Borsburn. Marks on his chest behind the wing. Has Tremaine sitting at half forward. Looping over the top is Wiley. Goes back to the fight and takes a mark. So he's got it between wing and half forward here. 9 minutes of this game at Windsor. It's Launceston at the moment by, 57 points. 102 plays 45. Wiley down the line looking for Preshaw. Got a couple to beat. Got a hand to it. That was all. Came inside to Saywood. Got a couple in board. Went down the line. Garland was caught behind. Willie takes the defensive mark. Has Seymour in the middle, in some space. Takes it now, Fletcher Seymour. Goes across the ground, out of side now. Blues down the outer wing. Long ball. Into some space is Morris. Can he track it inside the boundary line? Takes it now, he's taken in a good tackle. Morris is taken down, umpire says no prior, and he'll ball it up. Good tackle made there by Howard. 75 metres out from the Blues goal, out of side. And there it is. That is the siren to end this contest this afternoon. Round 5 TSL. It's Launceston. They have won out, come out decisive victors. They win 16-6, 102. They outrun a brave Clarence, 6-9, 45, 57-point victory to the reigning premiers, and they stamp themselves as clearly the number 1 side in this competition.
It's you know, if you'd have turned up here, if you'd been busy doing some things, and you thought, I'll pop down and just see the end of that game today. If you'd lobbed here at three-quarter time, Barch, you'd think, my golly, this is just one-way traffic. But looking at the game holistically, I think Clarence would take a lot of positives out of it. And that's the way, if I was the Clarence coach, I'd be looking at it. I think there were a lot of really good things in the 3 quarters. But one thing critically I would be doing them, I'd probably show them that last quarter twice and just picking apart where Launceston got on top. Because clearly, Clarence have had a good season. They're a good team. And I think there's a lot of learning for them, particularly those young players, out of the way Launceston got over the top of them in that last quarter.
Goal kickers this afternoon. Jake Hines ended with 6. He was dangerous all day, either in the air or on the ground. Then multiple goals for the boys to Thermo with 3. Morris kicked a couple, as did Seymour. Singles 2, Harper, Kirill and Gillow. And then for the visitors, the Clarence team, Colin Garland kicked 2, singles 2, Green, Harper, Rainbird and Bosboom.
Okay, so convincing 57-point win there to Launceston after they only led by 14 points at three-quarter time. Chris is hovering. See who he's got there. We might have Joby Harper. Down to Chris with Launceston champion Joby Harper.
Yeah, Joby, look, from the spectators' point of view, that was 2 great sides in the competition. What was it like for you?
Yeah, it was definitely a step up in pressure. We knew Clarence bring a lot of tackle pressure around the football, and they're really good at set of bounce and around stoppages. So, yeah, they brought that and brought it up to us. And to be honest, they probably got on top of us a little bit at the stoppages and a little bit of pressure, especially early. But through work rate, I think we won the game over and ran out in the end.
Do you think in that last quarter it was fitness that gave you that run on?
Yeah, fitness, and we stayed to our structures for the whole game. So we defended a lot of the game in the front half, which conserves a lot of energy on the offensive end, defensive end. So through fitness and holding our structure throughout the game, it allowed us to run out the game.
Great to have all these match winners around the ground, isn't it? A luxury.
Yeah, it's pretty handy when you go Dill Riley coming back from injury. You got Jacko Thurlow's played a lot of AFL footy. Jake Hines, I think, kicked 6 today. And then our backs behind the footy. It's pretty good having them inside.
Next week, a bus trip down the highway to Skybus Oval.
Yeah, got Lauderdale. They're always good on their home deck. They always bring a contested brand of footy, so we'll have to be up to it with the pressure around the footy for 2 weeks in a row. So it'll be a tough road trip.
Well, thanks for the chat to City Park Radio, and well done today.
Cheers, thanks, mate.
There you go, boys. A very happy captain. I think the coach should be very happy with that, especially that run on in that last quarter. For 3 quarters, a pretty tight game, wasn't it?
Absolutely, and interesting his comments there about keeping the structure and sticking to your game plan, and eventually if you stick at it, superb fitness in that last quarter, they got over the line.
Yeah, and hope you notice I've gone through the whole day without mentioning St Kilda's 5 wins in a row, but I won't say anything more.
Oh, well done, Chris. You enjoy it. Right,
good call, boys.
Thanks, Chris, down there on the boundary. Great job today. We've got groups of stats here, and we'll get Rob's 3, 2 and 1 in just a moment. But the stats today, not even in a lot of cases. The hit-outs, it was 44-35 the Blues way. So well done there to young Keenan McCormack. He's really growing in his craft there, but I thought it was a great battle today with Sam Green, who also played well for the Roos. Clearances, Clarence 26 to Launceston 22. So over the day, Clarence did pretty well in that stat, but effective clearances probably went the Blues' way. Inside 50s, 45 to 37. And as you mentioned, that was pretty even at three-quarter time. Marks inside 50, Launceston had 4 in that last quarter, so they doubled their number of marks inside 50 in their last quarter there. So 8 to the Blues and 11 to Clarence throughout the game. Free kicks, pretty even there, 26 to the Roos, 21 to Launceston. So some better players, and his 3, 2 1 before we wrap up. Here's Rob Sauer.
Thanks very much, Dave. And Chris, I'm with you. Whilst a Richmond supporter, I'm really happy to see St Kilda doing well, but I'll remind you and the Carlton supporters who have been messaging me all week, they don't give the Premiership Cup out in April. But anyway, great to see the Saints doing well. As far as best players go today, I want to just start with Clarence. I thought Sam Green was probably Clarence's best 4-quarter player. I'm going to throw some other names in there, mainly young guys who sort of came in and out of the game but did some really good things, and that's where I think there's certainly some upside for Clarence. So Sam Green for mine was Clarence's best. I'll mention Lockie Borsboom, Jared Harper, we touched on Kate Saywood, Jack and Ollie Preisha. I thought all of them did some great things during the game, but I guess it's being able to do that for 4 quarters is the key. For Launceston, I thought Brady Palfreyman was really good. Zach Morris, again, I touched on him a couple of times during the game. I thought he was really good today. Boyd and Woolley, Jacob Boyd and Josh Woolley, I thought in the back line were terrific. Really led the way there. As far as 3, 2 and 1 goes, I gave 1 vote to Alec Wright. I thought he was sensational. It's pretty easy to see why he's been named as part of that North Melbourne VFL squad. I don't want to telegraph what I think other teams should do, but I'd certainly be having a look at Launceston's intercept game, and I'll be trying to take that away from them, because between Boyd, Woolley and Wright, they must have taken 1 million marks. They were just terrific there today. So 1 vote for Alec Wright. Jake Hines did everything you could ask for a permanent, mainly permanent forward today. I think he kicked 6, could have had 8. So I gave him 2 votes. I thought he was fantastic. The problem with someone like a Jake Hines, he's really, really smart. So, you know, again, he uses that midfield craft to put his body in the right spot. He took a couple of really, really good marks that he probably shouldn't have taken. 3 votes, and the best player on the ground for me today, guys, was Fletcher Seymour. Fletcher, I did call him out there at one stage jokingly. I said he must have had COVID because he didn't have an opponent. No one went near him. And that's certainly something that you've got to look at. He's smart, very physical, gets himself into the right places to use the footy. Kicked a couple of goals as well. And just watching the game as we did, you know, he was usually the first receiver off the kick in the back line, and then obviously he's up the other end finishing it off. So a really great game for him. So 1 vote Alec Wright, 2 votes Jake Hines, 3 votes Fletcher Seymour, and what was a terrific game for 3 quarters. It's one of those things in conclusion, I'd say, I think there's some real positives in it for both sides. Launceston particularly would look at that last quarter, and I'm sure Mitch will be showing the guys that footage. For Clarence, I think there were a lot of good things from the first 3 quarters. So a lot of positives for both sides. Look forward to seeing them clash again during the year. Thanks very much, fellas. Great calling.
Great summary there from Rob Soward, and thank you for those 3, 2 and 1 votes. Well, that's about all from us here this afternoon at Windsor Park. Don't forget the sport continues this evening from 6:15 at Elfin Sports Centre. Myself and Scott Brown are going to present the start of the NBL 1 season. Traditional rivals, the Hobart Chargers, are coming up to Elfin Sports Centre to take on the Launceston Tornadoes. Round 1 NBL 1 action. Look forward to that. TSL wise, we're back on air 5-1. Early start next week. North Launceston versus North Hobart from UTAS Stadium. Thanks to the team. Thanks, Rob.
Thanks very much, guys, and hopefully the Jackies are on the march tonight.
Get them up. Thanks, Barch. Thanks for making the trip up the highway.
My pleasure. It was it's been great. First of all, season 8 start for me. I have to wait for ScoMo to cut that fuel excess before I get on the road.
Love it. Dave Griggle on stats. Thanks very much, Dave. Thanks to Chris Sayer. Thanks to Josh, our cameraman. Thanks to Chris and his crew back in the studio this afternoon. That's it from us here at Windsor Park. The final score, Launceston 16-6-102, defeated Clarence 6-9-45. Bye for now.